Hey, it's the Bennington Show on a Thursday. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
Oh, and I am Ron Bennington. Today's a fun show, but some really big stars doing tomorrow's show. We have that Unmasked with Eddie that we're all looking forward to.
Yes, that's at 2 o'clock tomorrow, the Eddie Izzard Unmasked.
Eddie Izzard's maybe the biggest international comedian of all time. It's always hard to tell, but he's got to be in the running as the first guy to do real world tours.
Yeah.
And then we have Sofia Coppola stopping by with Kirsten Dunst.
Yes.
Their new movie.
Their new movie is The Beguiled.
Now, it's kind of a remake, although I think they went back to the source book of a Clint Eastwood movie from the 70s that I saw. And it's one of Clint's most hated movies because they said it emasculated him, that he played more of a victim.
Interesting.
That didn't know what to do. And his fans like to see him shoot. They don't want him talking, they want him shooting. But you know how Quentin Tarantino owns that movie theater out in L.A.?
Mm-hmm.
And he plays his own movies. He's doing the back-to-back Beguiled nights.
Very cool.
And as he said in the press release, doesn't get any better than this. Quentin likes people to sit in a movie theater for 5-6 hours.
He does.
And he gets mad when anyone says that a movie is too long. He wants long movies.
Yes.
And he said a good point. He goes, you guys will watch a football game for 3 hours, a baseball game for 4 hours, and then you cry if a movie goes over an hour and a half. I get it.
You know, his last film, seeing it in the theater, I actually enjoyed the little intermission. I was like, this is kind of a nice thing. Like, it doesn't...
I forgot that it had an intermission.
Yes. It's the intermission. We went and got some drinks. We sat back down and enjoyed.
I forgot that. That used to be... the big blockbusters would do, and I think before that, the last one to do it was Reds back in the 80s, where, sometimes an intermission can take your head out of it, too,
But it did feel like a play's intermission.
Yeah, but a lot of times with a play, I go, should we just leave? I mean, we're already outside smoking. Maybe we should go.
It's only going to get worse from here.
And then, Chris, we've got another big guest that you've booked for us tomorrow.
Mr. Donald Fagen.
This is how many times Donald Fagen has done the show.
This is the fourth time Donald Fagen's done the show.
It's amazing,
You guys must be like best friends.
Not really. Not at all. It doesn't go that way. I mean, I wish. I like it, and I love just to look at him when he comes in those cool glasses. I'm a giant fan of his. Now he's not... Well, I think he's going to do a Steely Dan tour, but then he's also touring with some young millennials that he met upstate on that. There's always a bunch of places to see live music along the Hudson River.
Yeah, Woodstock has like some outdoors.
Yeah, it is Woodstock, but then also like about 50 miles in either direction.
The Catskills enjoy just like a nice outdoor festival.
And then you go up and you go, yeah, this is going to be wild. Then you go, man, there's a lot of nothing in between this, And sometimes it's like cool live music, but there isn't a lot of people watching it, you know? Because I think there's an entire generation there's like live music. Where's the computer?
DJ.
How are you even a DJ without this though? No. I mean, if it's just a laptop, how are you DJing?
It's just a laptop. They make all the music on a computer. They sample it and just make it in computer programs, and they hit a play. They hit a play button.
They're only hitting play. They're not sitting there mixing on their computer during the show.
That's false.
That's what I was going to say, because I've seen them do things. I see them doing things with their hands. I don't know what they're doing.
But you also see them far away from the laptop.
Right.
You know what I mean? This would be like if you went to a live band and the band just walked away from their fucking instruments and were dancing. And the music was still going on.
What's the type of music that
EDM?
Okay,
like electronic dance.
Do they use wicka wicka wicka?
No,
no. It's like pre-produced beats and like things they mix together. There are some DJs that actually do just press play and run. Like Steve Aoki is known for he just presses play and then he's like riding on a raft through the crowd and like doing all kinds of shit. There was a picture of him playing World of Warcraft while he was supposed to be DJing that went around.
And it doesn't hurt him at all with his audience. His audience is like, this is fucking great. Look, he's got a bubble gun right now. He's shooting us with bubbles. Who are these stars?
David Banner.
What's the story
The
there?
Hulk?
Jen just told me he's a rapper.
Is he a big rapper, Jen?
No, he hasn't had anything since like the early 2000s.
Wow, sweet.
Boy.
He's a big guy.
He is.
Yeah, he is.
You could actually wrap a banner around David Banner. Anything new with Zoe Kravitz?
Nothing new. It's
What is the new movie called? Have you seen it?
Rough Night?
Oh, I thought she was in like Glimmer or something like that, or Gleaming. Maybe look it up. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about. Hey, Charlie, what's up, buddy?
Ronnie B, I'm in a tremendous amount of pain. How are you?
I'm sorry to hear about the pain. I'll send some meds over as quickly as I can.
Did you see Fargo last night?
I did.
Just kill me, Ronnie.
You're not a fan at all, huh?
It's crushing, soul crushing.
Me and the kids, you both liked it, right?
I liked it, yes.
I did. I enjoyed
I
enjoyed the season as a whole.
I would only say my least favorite Fargo season, which still makes it better than 99% of TV. But I was disappointed in the storytelling, not the characters. The characters were fine, but I don't know why you start with the two twins and then they're not important to the story by the time we get to it. I thought the little girl went from like just being a low level fucking street criminal to Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Maybe even Kill Bill 1. You know what I mean? I didn't see that kind of transition
Right.
going. I didn't like the end of her storyline. I didn't think it had much to do with anything.
I would agree that I took some issue with her skill set just getting to be ridiculous. Like
And her
she just-
motivation.
Yeah.
Her motivation, which at first you thought, oh, maybe she's only with that guy for, money.
Yeah, and by the end, it would be that like love and revenge, and I'm not sure if like that's what we set up in the beginning with her. I'll give you that. Yeah.
And I would have liked to have done more with the cop, Carrie Coons. I would have liked to have seen her in it more, like her sidekick disappeared. So did her nemesis, her boss, who played this big. I mean, even though
I would have liked to see him get some comeuppance.
Yes. And there wasn't even I guess I wasn't as right as I swore I was. That kind of stuff. I mean, he didn't need to be killed, but he was incompetent. He was a bad cop. And they never explained why we got this fucking Jersey Shore guy in Minnesota. You know what I mean? Like, everybody else is staying with the basic Fargo, and he's just like, hey, yo, hey.
What are you gonna do? You're trying to tell me this is some kind of a conspiracy?
Fuck that shit. I'm from Jersey, We get the good deal of ham. So those are my problems with it.
Did you like, and of course I will not give away anything, but did you like the way the very ending was set up?
No, because I felt like Carrie wasn't responsible for anything. You know what I mean?
So your issue was that, like, it's not like she got her man or did something.
Right, she was doing all the detective work.
Yeah.
And then there at the end and then the job that she had just didn't seem
too big.
Like that was heading in that direction.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like normally you get a job like that because you've got a big bust,
Mm-hmm.
And also even the twin, that thing, why would he still be in it? He wasn't as personally affected.
Yeah.
Why was the quiet guy still 5 years later? I don't know. I need a little more motivation. Again, it's better than most shows still, but I'm only comparing it to the other seasons of Fargo.
I also think I love the villain that they set up in this was just so chilling and so scary.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I loved almost all the characters, period. Chris, why are you moving papers around?
Oh, because we have a guest coming in, director Brian Knappenberger. He has a new documentary coming out tomorrow on Netflix. Nobody Speak: Trials of the Free Press.
I watched this. Did you watch it, Chris?
I watched it. Yes.
I did as well.
it?
Yeah.
So it's about what's happening with the free press, and a very big part of it is the Hulk Hogan, Gawker thing with finding out Peter Thiel. I mean, you want to talk about a weird thing that nobody during the whole trial knew that Peter Thiel was bankrolling Hulk Hogan.
It was insane when that came out.
And also had no interest.
Yeah.
In Hulk Hogan.
None.
Didn't do it, just did it to get even with Gawker. This actually would make a good movie.
I was thinking that the whole time. Like this, it feels like fiction.
Yeah. So he's coming in. When's it open and where?
That comes out tomorrow on Netflix. Nobody Speak. Trials of the Free Press, directed by Brian Knappenberger.
Let's bring Brian in.
Brian Knappenberger is in studio with us. Nobody Speak. Trials of the Free Press premieres tomorrow, June 23rd on Netflix.
We were just talking before you got here that this seems like fiction. If we didn't know that this was a true story, it plays out like a good movie.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, this story right from the beginning took these bizarre turns that you could never quite see coming. The characters every character is completely fascinating, each by themselves. And I do think that's one of the reasons I was kind of compelled by this, is that it does unfold like a kind of narrative film.
Well, obviously, a big part of it is Hulk Hogan versus Gawker with the backing of a billionaire, Peter Thiel, who none of us knew during the trial.
Right.
That was happening, which almost seems impossible today, right? But you didn't leave the story there. You moved it around a couple other places.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, the fact that we didn't know it was Peter Thiel, I think, is really significant. And we kind of analyzed that in the film because I personally thought this Hulk Hogan Gawker case was really interesting right from the beginning, and interesting by itself. As sort of is the first time a sex tape case like this went to trial, and it seemed very tabloidy and salacious, but at the same time you could tell that there was some big picture First Amendment versus privacy kind of issues at stake. But it's really that Thiel, the fact that Thiel was funding Hulk Hogan's lawsuit, that makes it this whole different story. So,
and Gawker kind of is, it's like, hey, this doesn't make sense. Hulk Hogan shouldn't have this kind of money to come. He shouldn't have more money than us for this lawsuit. And also, and I remember from the beginning going, why did Hogan not feel more vengeful towards Bubba? Why did that drop out? And then I know Bubba, I think it was Bubba's old producer, Cowhead, that was the one who got it to them, because I used to live down there, so I know all those.
Yeah, you know all the players, yeah.
And that situation, like if I was mad at my ex-best friend, I'd be more mad than I was at Gawker. But also, I think the interesting thing that happened is that people weren't brokenhearted. People in the media weren't brokenhearted about Gawker going out. I remember Slate being happy and a couple other big publications like that.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah, the first part of the question about Bubba, that a lot of that's kind of mysterious still.
Like it was a work maybe, because those guys both have wrestling backgrounds, and maybe I thought they were doing this to get it out and make money, but then Hogan seemed very adamant that it was never about money.
Yeah, I take Hulk Hogan at his
me too.
word. I actually believe, I think that was legitimate. He breaks down crying, and at the end, I think that it did mean something to him. But yeah, why? I mean, and his case initially is also against Bubba,
right?
For privacy, so it's this dual thing. It's Bubba,
but then
that part is settled.
Yeah, it settled it for $5,000. For $5,000,
right.
Which is ridiculous. And then part of that deal is that Bubba couldn't go and tell his Gawker story.
That's right. And Bubba, be careful what to say. He shifts his perspective on this in that period of time too. He tells Howard Stern on Sirius Radio that everybody knew. Yeah, all the parties here knew. So, and then suddenly he said that no, Hogan didn't know he was being taped. So, that part is very mysterious and it's unclear, and there's varying accounts of that situation.
And now, of course, everybody who doesn't even follow business ended up knowing that, Peter Thiel and the President of the United States are close.
Right.
I mean, it becomes this really giant
I know. Who knew we'd go from Bubba the Love Sponge and Cowhead to the President of the United States? And you know, it was weird making the documentary, going on that ride. You know, we started in the trial, and then of course the revelation that Peter Thiel was behind this made it something very different. We started looking at that, and of course that's before Peter Thiel gives money to Trump, speaks at the RNC, and then of course now as part of the clearly a close advisor of him, maybe part of the transition team, meets with him a bunch of times. So yeah, I mean, we just kind of hung on for the ride there.
The thing is, it is a strange connection, and yet at the same time, there is like something just very lowbrow about the thing across the board. Like,
yes.
For example, you know, you saying that, you know, people didn't run to the defense of Gawker mostly because it has that kind of, that lowbrow kind of reputation.
Yes, you know, and I was attracted to this because of the complexity there. You know, I did have some real sympathy for Hogan's case in this, so yeah, Gawker. I mean, some people loved it, some people hated it. Some of the people that were the targets of some of its most vicious takedowns are also some of its biggest fans.
But I remember years ago, the same story would have come out like about Hustler, that Hustler used to get attacked. And the New York Times, the Washington Post, everybody would say on journalistic things, we back Hustler, we have to. Yeah. And those kind of people are no longer in the business, right? The people who First Amendment is the most important thing.
Well, I think they're in the business, but you're right in the sense that it's surprising how many people it didn't dawn on them. That,
right.
I mean, there is an element of the people versus Larry Flynt in this story.
Yeah.
But you know, I think people are that's changed a little bit since the early days, and I think that maybe that's a product that, you know, Gawker saved a lot of its venom, the worst of its venom, for a kind of New York media elite, sort of. I mean, that was the focus of
There's
a lot
a person,
of their hatred.
they made it personal, and Gawker and Nick Denton, they're dicks. There's no way around that. Even, I think if they would have pulled the Hogan thing down when they first got a cease and desist, they probably could have walked away.
I think they probably would have.
Unscathed.
Yeah. I think that's true.
But even after getting those cease and desist, they were like, we're getting tons of hits. Let's leave this up. They're not going to take us down, because Hogan probably wouldn't have had the money to be able to do that.
Yeah.
Without.
That's true. I think, my opinion, without Thiel's money, this probably would have settled.
Yes.
You know, I think Gawker probably would have felt some pain, some payout. I think Hogan was probably it was probably deserved some payout. But I don't think Gawker gets the death sentence.
Now, you worry about billionaires in the business, but we've always had rich people owning newspapers and TV networks. So what's the difference now?
The difference here for me is the secrecy. So you're right. Lots of people have, we've always had wealthy individuals own newspapers. You know, in LA, it's the Chandlers, it's the Henrys, the Sulzbergers, William Randolph Hearst.
Yeah.
And by the way, on that's sort of speaking to the Sheldon Adelson part of the story behind it. But also with Peter Thiel, there is litigation finance isn't unheard of. You know, even a group like the ACLU will pick a case, come down on one side to make a political point.
Yes.
But it's the secrecy that I think is disturbing. You know, it's the ACLU, and when rich individuals buy newspapers, most of the time they do it as a source of almost civic pride.
Right.
And whether you like them or hate them, you at least have a sense of who it is and what their perspective is. Peter Thiel did this in secret with lots of money behind the scenes in a way that Floyd Abrams in our film says was like moving chess pieces around on a board in a way that nobody had ever seen before. And Sheldon Adelson bought the paper in secret. So in both cases, I think the part that roused me up the most, at least, is the secretive aspect of it.
Well, Shell also seemed like he did it so he could buy out anybody that would say anything about him in Vegas, you know, locally.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
I mean, I think obviously they would say, no, of course we're not going to do that. But we've had lots of reporters say that, you know, they've had text inserted into their articles, and they have a whole new protocol for running stories that are about Sheldon Adelson and all that stuff. So certainly, as one of our reporters says in the film, like, this took off the table almost 100 people or so that might have said something that Sheldon Adelson didn't like.
Now, Jeff Bezos and the Washington Post, they still seem like they're doing very good work.
Yeah.
And he's kind of hands off with them. You have less of a problem with that relationship.
I have less of a problem, although I think it's still something you got to pay attention to. Yeah, by most accounts, Jeff Bezos' purchase of the Washington Post has been, or his stewardship of it has been pretty traditional, pretty hands off. And those reporters, I don't think, would tolerate anything less than that. That said, I think, when Amazon buys Whole Foods, you got to look at how the Washington Post covers that, and you got to be aware of it. I don't think you let them off the hook. I mean, there still isn't a direct comparison between Bezos and Adelson here. I mean, Adelson bought it in secret. Jeff Bezos made a big deal about how he was going to be hands off and all of that stuff. We have to hold him to that, but it's a different scenario.
I think the direction that we're going is that people are going to look back at something like Fox News that a lot of people have complained about for the last 20 years and go, well, at least they were professional and good. And you know what I mean? It's stuff that's way further weirder than Fox News that's coming.
I agree. It's getting weirder.
Yeah.
No doubt. And it has to do, I think, with this dark money, sort of money behind the scenes. Yeah. I mean, look, I think when you try to unravel the kind of tangled mess that is the, quote unquote fake news.
Right.
Those strings end a lot of places that are funded politically, and have a partisan point. So, I think it's part of what's so, bizarre about what Peter Thiel is new. It's not something kind of we've seen before. So we got to not only kind of look for the things that we know exist, but those other new things that we might not know to look out for yet.
Well, then Donald Trump does play into this story because he's the most powerful guy in the world now and says, do not trust the news. Yeah. Do not believe they're liars. They do that. And we've never, just think of the Bush years where he never would have went that far. Yeah. Clinton or, Obama never went that far with Fox to say these people are making things up, because quite frankly, that's not true. You know what I mean? Like, there is opinions at Fox News or MSNBC, but it's not old school National Enquirer from the 1970s. National Enquirer, I think, is not completely fake news.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's true. Actually. Look at his rise. This is a key element to the whole campaign and his time as president-elect and president. He calls out the media on an almost daily basis. Hardly a day goes by without something. It's a component of every one of his speeches, including yesterday.
Yes, I watched yesterday.
So, this is a basic part. So the press is clearly under attack from him. So you have to kind of wonder what the effect of that is. And one part that's kind of disturbing to me is, if you look at what's happened in the last couple of months, you have, things like, that reporter that was arrested for asking Tom Price a question, the Health and Human Services, director. You have somebody, I guess, a reporter that was pinned against a wall, for asking a question at the FCC of the director there. And, of course, you have Greg Gianforte, this body slam incident, which is just absurd and kind of pathetic and but disturbing. And so it's a disregard it's a general wave of hostility that seems to be gaining towards the press, that comes from the guy on top, and a kind of contempt for the notion of accountability or the public's right to know what their government is doing.
And the public, or at least a big part of the public, agrees 100%. Like, they do not believe the news now. You can see the way they were cheering yesterday, that if anything comes out that's anti-Trump, because everyone's acting like the disinformation that is coming out is going to somehow enlighten people. Yeah. But I think they've moved on from that.
Yeah. My question is this a track that we're on that there is no way to change it? Or is there any way for the press to win back the trust of the public after having this in their ear over and over?
Well, it's a question of our time, right? I do think that, to some degree, I think you can point the finger a little bit at the press already. I mean, I think there's legitimate criticism of the press that over time it's gotten too cozy to power. It's gotten too corporatized. That it's maybe for too long traded softball stories for like access to power and celebrity. And I think that has opened the door to what we're seeing now, which is if you look at polling of quote unquote the media, which is a broad term, doesn't mean much, but they're not doing well in the polls.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of opened it up. But, I do have a glimmer of hope in this to some degree. And that is that you also kind of see a reinvigoration of the press kind of being reminded what they're supposed to do. There's nothing like this kind of common enemy, I guess, to remind you what you're there for in the first place. And so you are seeing good reporting from Washington Post and New York Times. You're seeing a surge in readership and, I guess, subscriptions and stuff like that. So,
but that's literally the two places in this country now. It didn't used to be like that.
Well, I did say glimmer of hope.
Yeah, right? I mean, there was always newspapers around the country who would be based on this old school style thing, but now it's just as easy to hit InfoWars. No matter where you live in the country, it's just as easy to hit Breitbart or Politico, Red State. There's left things, there's right things. A place for you to go and feel, oh, here are people that already agree.
Yeah.
I've already signed on to this kind of philosophy, and I'm not going. I love to go back and forth just to see the way the different places are handling stuff.
Yeah.
But I think that's probably more rare now for most people.
Yeah, and it worries me that communities across the country, our local communities, are losing their local newspapers.
Yeah.
There used to be a really vibrant, healthy, competitive press in a lot of these places, and that it's needed in local environments to cover city council meetings and all the things that are of concern to those local communities. And I do feel like that has taken a serious hit, and it's actually one of the reasons I wanted to put the Las Vegas Review-Journal in this story.
Yeah, because let's face it, a newspaper, let's say in Iowa, if it gets bought by a corporate entity that's also involved with corporate farming or you name it, you're never going to hear those. So those local stories are never going to be told.
Yeah,
again,
that affect the people in those communities. That might. Well, you can imagine all of the potential things that the local community might need to know.
Yeah, most politics is more important block by block. You know what I mean? In this country, what's ever happening within 3 blocks of your house has more effect on you probably than anything that's happening in the Senate, And
for some reason, that seems to be what interests people the least. Like, I feel like most people who have an interest in politics even could talk to you at length about what's going on in, a federal level. But if you ask somebody about their local, what is going on, they don't know the names of anyone. It's very hard to make that sexy to people and interesting to people to get involved in that kind of stuff.
But that's the thing. I think a lot of political stuff is the same as sports talk, right? So you're never going to get anybody in Pittsburgh to go, you know what? They're right. Cincinnati has a better team than us. You know what I mean? Because you're cheering, you're rooting. Yeah. And now I feel like the Republicans and the Democrats have the same kind of hometown attitude, of it's our side against their side. Trump brought it up yesterday. He goes, we're going to put this thing out. Not a single Democrat is going to be on our side. He's running the entire country and he's still saying our side. And I think we all kind of feel that way.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways.
Yeah. I think that's true, and that's an erosion of the erosion of the press to some degree. People have, and you can look at things like Facebook, for instance, that kind of may, at least to some degree, the way that you get news on Facebook, aggravate that a little bit. You know, they sort of put in front of you things that agree with you. That sort of trigger that confirmation bias, the thing that you already kind of helps you fortify your argument that you already believed. So I don't blame it all on that, but 62% of people and adults say they get their news from Facebook. So that's one aspect, but we do live in this highly partisan environment, and I think the erosion of a kind of rigorous press is part of the problem. I mean, the press is incredibly vulnerable right now. It's lost so much of its revenue,
and that's been a slow move, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's the internet, like every other business that I know, has been affected. Any business that I know, magazines, movies, the record business, everything has changed because of what's happened. And the news business has been no different, but I think it even started to fall even before that. I think we've been in a slide. We've been in a slide for probably 25, 30 years before everyone went, oh my God, Trump is the president. You know what I mean?
I think so. I think so. And that's, again, when I say a glimmer of hope, I think maybe there's an element of a wake up call here, kind of moment of reckoning in some degree. But you're right that it's a long term kind of trend. If you go back, I don't know, 40 years or something, there's probably 45 media companies with a nationwide reach that got consolidated down heavily in the 90s and in the last decade or so. So, there are less voices and all that. So I think, and a lot of the kind of revenue that fueled the good stuff has gone away. So the old model is dead. New one hasn't been born yet, but we need it now more than ever.
Yeah. And a lot of that stuff that you're talking about, consolidation, was Bill Clinton. I know that happened in the radio business when I was working in it, because it used to be, you had to pretty much be local to own a radio station. You would get like 2 in a market, and then you could have one paper and then nothing else. Mm-hmm. And then after they said, hey, let's let people come up, we got Clear Channel and stuff like that. And it changed the way that you could hear music and who got to be on the radio. And at the time, everyone's like, well, at least we're all making money selling these things that are worth $1 million, and we're selling them for $8 million. But here we are now, where it pretty much put an end to the record business. It's gone.
Yeah.
It's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's one of the challenges of media and of all sorts of media, but definitely for sure journalism. How do you fuel that stuff? Good investigative work. It takes money. It does take time, money, and it takes smart people and doing a lot of work to make it happen.
And if you're a young kid coming out of college, would you rather be an investigator and make $30,000 a year as an investigative journalist, or learn how to just read the news and go into mid 6 figures if you hit well? Because that's what we have. We have a lot of people reading things. If you watch MSNBC, they're saying, the New York Times said, if you're watching Fox, they're saying, oh, the Journal said today, right? Mm-hmm. So they're pushing somebody else's investigation, and they're reading it, and they're giving opinions. Yeah. Very little news.
And that's the cable channels doing that, which presumably still have some funding.
Yes.
Right. Not the kind of...
But they're very rarely chasing their own story. Yeah. Very, very rarely. I don't care if which one it is. They're not... I'll tell you who's actually investigating stuff is Vice. Mm-hmm. Whether you like them or don't like them, it's their story from beginning to end. And they're young people. Yeah. And who knows, how that thing's going to grow and mature, whether they're going to start resembling, the old CBS News or the New York Times or whatever. But that's one spot that I see people chasing.
Yeah,
stories.
I think there's a variety, but it's I mean, I think they're all struggling to find a footing.
Well, here's what I like about your documentary is it was a chance to step back from the day to day and look at something that now almost seems ancient. What, a year and a half ago?
Because amazing, right?
Yeah, because everything changes every day. Yeah. But this sets up. This is what's happening every day while you're following along with whatever the latest breaking news thing is. This is what's behind it.
Yeah. It's amazing. You start with Bubba the Love Sponge and Cowhead, and suddenly you find yourself, in this place where, Trump is talking about this every day. He's attacking the press every single day. It's a moment where I think we really have to think about the press, why it matters. What it's there for, and how much we need it. I mean, Fourth Estate's been part of our country right from the beginning.
And we, I grew up during the Watergate hearings. That was a given. The Republicans went, I've read this investigation. I'm mad at my own president. I don't know how far we're going to go. But they really did take a step back and said, no, we've crossed the line. No one is doing that today with this Russian stuff. And we have a president who goes, gee, they're trying to say that I didn't win fairly. He hasn't even investigated. If he has nothing to do with it, he should be as outraged as anybody.
Right.
Well, and you get an absurd situation where, Sean Spicer was asked the other day, does the president believe, is he worried about the possible Russian interference in our elections? And the answer is, well, I don't know. I haven't talked to him about it.
Can you imagine, right?
Yeah. I mean,
the number one story of the day. And you know who doesn't ask you whether you're guilty or innocent is your own lawyer. You know what I mean? Like, that's what it reminded me.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any answer. I just want to do my job. Fascinating stuff. Thanks so much
Thanks a lot for
stopping by.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Best of luck.
Brian Knappenberger, Nobody Speak, Trials of the Free Press premieres tomorrow, June 23rd on Netflix. Thanks so much.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
That was interesting.
That was very interesting.
I'm less optimistic than anyone, and believe it or not, I think the person that's going to be missed most is Roger Ailes. I think Roger Ailes will be remembered as a better guy than he was thought of over the course of his life, because I think it's going even stranger now. Eric in Colorado.
Hey, Bennington.
Hey.
Hey, there was a talk radio host retired here a couple of years ago, but he used to refer to a lot of news stories as an editorial masquerading as a news story. And he would look at it from the way a subject was covered. One of his big targets was the teachers union and public employees retirement thing here in Colorado, and the way it was covered in the press versus the reality of it. And he would bring this up a lot. And the first few times I heard it, I never gave much thought about it. Then you'd start looking at an article and you'd see the way it was covered, and versus, maybe what you would hear from other sources, and you would realize just how bad the slant of the reporter was. And this kind of goes into what you guys were talking about with the media. It really has a bias a lot of times on both sides.
Well, first of all, let me just say this. There is no both sides. They're both the same thing. They're corporate entities, right? So
I'm talking about like the difference between like Fox and CNN.
Yes, Fox and CNN are exactly the same. They have content. It's like saying that there's something different in two rock and roll radio stations, right? If you have a classic rock, it's very little. They have the same platform. They're saying the same way, and they're saying our side is better than their side, but they're both reporting a corporate news. If you look at NBC, right, and they're supposed to be so liberal, how come you never see any big stories against what's happening with Big Pharmacy, right? Because every newscast, watch them, the 6:30, the news or whatever, there's always drug commercials, because older people watch that.
Yeah.
But there's never like, hey, are we taking too many drugs? Are old people becoming fucking junkies? You're not going to see that, because that fucks with the money. And never fuck with money is the number one thing. It's the only thing that you can get in trouble for.
Right.
In the business. Bill O'Reilly was out of a job because they fucked with the money that was coming in for that show. No other reason. He'd still be on today if the ad people stuck by him. It's the only thing that took him off the air. The only goddamn thing that took him off the air was the fact that the people who were buying ads stopped buying ads. So that's the number one thing to think about. And if you're a lazy person who just says, all Congress sucks, all the media sucks, and you're not looking at it as individuals, you probably should shut the fuck up, because you don't know what you're talking about.
Well, this is what I feel about it, is that you absolutely should ask that your press be better. You should ask the press to be better. But if you villainize the press completely, what do you lose? What net are you giving up if you just say all media is bad, all press is bad, all journalists are bad?
Then why should those journalists give a shit if they're just getting?
Well, I mean, the thing is, the real journalists will give a shit. The real people will give a shit, but they're going to be lost in a ton of fucking noise.
Yeah. So it makes sense to want better press, to ask press to be better, but what the opposite of this is right now is scary. It's really scary. Look, and it feels like you're standing on the edge of something that feels like the beginning of some dark fiction or something. But it does feel like this is the beginning of what sets that ball rolling.
But you know what? The thing is, I think we're always at the beginning of something that feels like dark fiction, no matter what it is, right? When you have who's ever in power is going to spin to keep power, right? Whether that was Barack Obama or Donald Trump. You hope that you voted wisely, but anytime that you speak out against who's in power, you are in a rebellion, whether it's the smallest kind or the biggest kind. Anyone who speaks out against cops, the military, or the political people to be seen as anti that power, suddenly you are anti-American. It's very interesting to me to how many people that vote in one way and they'll use the word anti-American will fucking then say they hate the government. They fucking despise the government.
Yeah. What happened draining the swamp?
He brought it up yesterday. He said how great it was to get out of the swamp. What have you ever done to drain the swamp?
It seems so swampy still.
Yeah. You're very pro-swamp. The thing about Trump is he's never fucking took a step back to say, hey, this thing runs worse than a business. He actually brings up we won. He talks about we won. We won the other night, fucking Georgia or whatever. Who gives a shit?
Yeah.
With the real fucking problems that we have, and you're still going for fucking political stuff? Stupid as shit. But that's us now. We're stupid as shit. They only have liberal guests on who bash Trump, except Nick. Give me a fucking guy. Give me a fucking thinking person out there who's not fucking bashing Trump. I did Anthony's show. Anthony's like, I think Trump's a nut, but good. You know what I mean? He's not pro fucking Trump. I had never heard Nick be fucking pro Trump. He thinks Trump is a nut. He just hates the other fucking side more. I think the big fucking problem we have is there are only two sides. And as I said, they're basically under the same corporate entity.
Yeah.
The same fucking corporate entity. They make sure there's only fucking two parties in this country. They're Coke and Pepsi. And anybody who doesn't get it is a fucking rube. It's fucking rube play. Nancy Pelosi's trying to fucking hold on to her power. Why? Who gives a shit? Why do you give a shit that you're holding on to the power of the Democratic Party? Spin back. Let somebody else fucking talk for a while.
Yeah.
What are you doing to help? And someone's going, you never say anything about Hillary Clinton. She's gone. I got as much interest in Hillary Clinton now as I do the fucking Mormon who ran 2 cycles ago. Who cares? You're done now. Vito, you don't fucking sit around and talk about the wrestler who went for the championship and didn't make it. There's a new guy who comes in.
You never bring him up, do you?
No, he's out of town now.
It should always be a loser leave town match every single time. G-Man is mad that we don't that we didn't laugh when he called Hillary a thick ankled dog face. Well, it's only that we've heard him do it for a long time.
Laughed the first time.
Can't go back to that well. Over and over again.
There is no evidence, you dopes. No evidence of what? Fucking Russia? Yeah. There is. I'm not saying there's any evidence that Trump was with Russia, but he doesn't have any fucking interest in it whatsoever. He feels like it's a attack on him if you said the Russians got involved in that. That seems to be an embarrassing fucking viewpoint.
Yeah.
Why not just say, investigate it? Good, I'm glad they're investigating. I'm glad I'll come out at the end of this investigation being proved right. But if you're just saying the investigation is a witch hunt, you don't even know what they're investigating yet.
No.
Good, fuck us anyway. Everything we got, we're probably in the fucking... It's the fucking best thing that ever happened to us, because we deserve it. Wes, Dallas, what's up, buddy?
Well, yes, sir. One of the things that I'm noticing is people seem to still think that they are the consumer in this game and they are the product. They're in the business of selling you to the advertiser, not the other way around.
So you're talking about who in particular?
The news media in general. Well, television in general.
Right.
I mean, they're selling you to the advertiser, not the other way around.
Yeah, the you is who? The consumer? The viewer?
The viewer.
Yeah. So what they're saying is, you're saying that if you have a news show, you want to collect the right demos to make the advertiser happy.
Yes.
That's a very good point. It's an excellent point. I always laugh when you figure out what a demo is the most important to advertisers. And it's always the people who still thinks it's important if you get the right handbag or the right sneakers.
Yeah.
You know? That's the number one thing. Somebody who could see a picture of a car and go, that car can change my life. They don't see it as transportation, but they see it as, if I get that car, that pair of shoes, that makeup, my entire life is going to be great from that point on.
Do you think then that any press that gets to be too big, any TV news network, or in the case of like large print, that it's impossible for them to be pure? Like no journalism can be pure if it gets to be too big?
Well, let's say this. The reason why we even have news on TV is because the government forced them into it, right? And this is pre-cable. Mm-hmm. But if you wanted to have, if you wanted to be CBS, you had to provide news in the morning, the afternoon, and at night. That's how you got a license, right? That seems like a fair deal. Why did they ever say you could sell advertising during that time? That's where we fucked up.
Yeah.
Because then the advertisers had some power over the fucking journalists. But suppose they didn't. How would it look differently? Would we have a pretty blonde woman sitting in the morning talking with the silly sports guy and the fun weather guy? Because it's basically, that concept of morning news has been around forever.
Yeah.
And if you watch CNN, Fox, MSNBC, I don't know who else there is, Headline News, you are seeing people who are just giving an opinion about the news. You're not getting any reporting. Shepard Smith is probably one of the few that I see looks like he's doing journalism.
Yeah, on his hour or whatever he has.
But he's also still going over reports say. But he does seem to be a little more level than most people. It's funny that the Fox viewers will always ignore him.
Yeah.
Because, or the other host. Right. Because fucking the second his show's over, the opinion is totally opposite.
He gets no love.
Yeah. Or he gets just ignored. He literally is ignored. Anyway, check out this thing. I thought that the Hogan, Peter Thiel, it was fucking fascinating to see it play out.
Yes. And like the more you learn about Peter Thiel, the more it's just, he's kind of a mind-blowing character.
Well, here's what happened
on this documentary. So
years before, I guess they had outed Peter Thiel.
Yeah.
As guy, yeah.
And he's like, you motherfuckers, right? And he was just looking around for somebody to bankroll. He had nothing. He had no love for Hogan, no care about the thing. He just wanted to fucking gut them at Gawker. And I probably relate to him more than anybody else. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, you fuck with me, I'm coming back after you guys. But the fact that that even happened, shocking.
It was amazing to see it happen in real time and to see it over again in this documentary. And I remember when it was happening in real time, there was other stories saying that Peter Thiel tried to bankroll other stories that Gawker like outed people or anything he could get, anything he could use against them. He was obsessed over. It was like 9 years ago when he actually got outed.
Yeah, it's insane. G-Man says, not mad that you don't laugh. My point was when Nick talks his politics, the room gets quiet.
That's not true.
Well, yeah, A, it's not true, but B,
not true.
I also let Nick do his thing. You know what I mean? There's no reason for me to stop Nick at all times.
Yes, because most of the time he's taking from the angle of being funny about it.
Yeah.
And we usually let him do that, and then we laugh and we talk politics in a different type of way. We don't fight with Nick about it.
Right. Hey, Melanie, you're on the air.
Ron, how are you?
Great.
I met you on the street with my cousins from Guyana.
I remember that very, very well. What's
so
up?
Here's the thing. I have a cold now, and I'm just like, is this Ron's cold I have back again?
Yes.
I miss you guys. I actually couldn't listen to you for a while because I changed jobs, and I just started listening to you again. And I have to tell you guys, man, are you guys feeling embarrassed?
About what?
Just the whole Trump thing. Like, I'm an American citizen that's embarrassed to live outside of the United States right now. People in Canada are looking at me like, wow, what happened?
Yeah.
Barack Obama to this?
Yeah, but it is, to me, it's really more of a reflection of America than it is a reflection of
That
Trump.
is true. That is true. Because I have to say, the people that are supportive of him can never once just say, this, and this is why I support him. It's always like when you listen to Nick DePaul and you listen to like all these, like Anthony Cumia, and they're always like, well, fuck Hillary Clinton. And I'm like, wait, we're not talking about her. We're talking about what he's doing. Like, how are you not looking at this and going, wait, like, why do so many of your associates and your people have so much association with Russia? What is this about?
Here's the interesting thing to me more than everything else, because I used to think red states and blue states, and now I think city people and country people.
True that too.
And I don't think we understand each other at all. I don't think that
I
we
try to
get
have calm.
Yeah.
I try to have like really calm, like, you know, receptive conversations with people who are supposedly from quote unquote blue states, because I'm from New York. But I have to say, like, these people seem like they're more racist and angry than anything else, and I don't understand how we're that place in 2017. I don't understand.
Well,
if you live in Canada and you see people like Justin Trudeau and, you know, our politicians actually speaking policy and what's going to be best for the people, it's so difficult to watch American news. It's just very strange right now, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, these are strange times. Gail thinks that we're leaning into the abyss.
Feels
I gotta
that
say, I
way.
agree with her. It's weird because, by the way, Gail, I'm obsessed with that girl's podcast that you have. Obsessed.
Oh, thank you so much. So
you are
sweet.
so funny. I'm like, why isn't Gail a star yet? Can someone get on that? For real. I tell people about you and they're like, who? I'm like, okay, here's the thing. You have to go on SiriusXM. You have to go to Bennington Show. This is the time that it's on, and you will love her.
You are a sweetheart and a saint.
But you are cute as hell. And Chris, may I have a word with Chris real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, Mel.
Chris.
Yes.
So you're single now, right?
Oh, no longer. I just got into a relationship.
You what?
Yes. Just the other day he told us he's dating a very sexy girl from Costa Rica.
That's right.
Who you won't bring in.
Brown girl? Brown girl?
She's tan.
Brownish?
Not brownish, she's tan. Sure,
Yeah,
brownish.
okay. I love you guys.
I
love you guys. Keep
Would
doing
you
what
say
you're
that
doing,
you're dating a minority for the first time in your life?
I'm dating
That's what I'm
minorities.
wondering. That's what I'm asking.
I was gonna say she's not being literal about the color of like a brown girl.
Would she be considered a minority if she was signing up for a job with the government?
100%.
Yes,
Did she put down minority?
Yes.
What would she put down?
I guess Latin American.
Latin America.
Is that one of them?
Spanish? She speaks Spanish?
Yeah, she speaks Spanish. Yeah.
She's a brown girl, Chris.
She's a brown girl. She's Hispanic on those things. They put them down as
Hispanic.
Maybe that'll
Hispanics.
keep you off of some of the what's the word I'm looking for? Medication?
Maybe.
Yep.
Who knows? We'll see.
Awesome. You guys take care. I love you.
Take
Keep
care.
doing good work, man.
Bye.
Peace.
Here's the other things that we have to understand with the Trump thing, right? There's a lot of poor people in the country, and they want these handouts of us, I don't know, rebuilding the roads for them and the dams and fixing all their shit. And I get it. You know what I mean? Because it's fucking terrible to be broke. It's fucking terrible. And the cities have to provide for the country. The country people used to provide for themselves. And that went away. And now we have to figure out a way to provide for them again. I don't know whether to me, it seems like gift baskets might be a way, but I don't know what to fucking do.
That's nice.
Maybe what I might
nice.
do is send Chris Stanley into the heartland, but I know he'd come back an Oxycontin head.
He'd never make it out alive.
I'd be a patch boy.
Maybe,
Try my best, though.
I know they want us to give them the fucking rehab handouts, right? To, pay for all their rehab and stuff. I'll do it. If it gets them to chill out, I'll fucking do it. Tell us what else you need, dudes. Seriously. Just fucking make up a list of shit that we can give you so you stop being mad. Because this is all, it's like that fucking J-Law movie, right? What was that?
Hunger Games.
Right. The Hunger Games is this. The country people, they live on the outside. They don't they're hungry, right? They're fucking pissed off. We in the city, we have fucking blue hair and weird fucking sex.
Cool
and
clothes.
That's us.
yeah, we pay too much attention to that. Maybe if we give us some blue hair dye, you don't have to fucking come here and shoot us with arrows or whatever.
That's trademarked.
I didn't know that. I saw that fucking. I saw the first couple episodes and never got the whistle.
Yeah.
That's how they call District 3 calls each other.
It's their call.
Yeah, and they do this. They put up their hand in this 3-finger motion.
That means East Side, doesn't it?
That's District 3, one of the poorer districts.
That's kind of Hitlery.
No, it's not at all.
I don't know. I kind of saw them as the bad guys when I watched Hunger Games. Daddy Donut says, please stop talking politics. I'd rather eat Stanley's ass than listen to people bicker over this nonsense. If you probably didn't tweet, it would fucking go away.
But now?
Yeah. We're answering your dumb fucking tweets. You fucking Cajun Jack, fucking G-Man. You know what I mean? If you didn't fucking tweet this, we would send shit out to you. Hey, Rosie, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, you guys? You sound good this morning.
Thanks.
What's all the politics talk? There's a lot of shit going on politically, but some of the news networks, specifically CNN, does a lot of different things besides just politics. They kind of shed light on different perspectives, like Kamal Bell's show. He goes to some pretty strange places for him to, actually go into to interview the NRA and the Ku Klux Klan, and Anthony
And the
Bourdain goes all over the world, and he provides perspectives so people can see, this isn't just us in our little microcosm in the United States. This is a big world. There's a lot of stuff going on. There's a lot of stuff going on outside our little communities that, we might need to connect with and maybe think about when we're making decisions about political people and stuff like that.
Well, I'll tell you this. I'd rather go to where Bourdain fucking goes than where Kamal Bell goes. I mean, he had to go so far out the...
I would go with Anthony Bourdain any day.
Yeah, well, I bet you
You
want,
can take me with him on his trips.
All right, thanks so much, honey.
Sure. Bye-bye.
Where are the people that are having the most trouble? In the middle of the country?
Yeah, maybe.
A friend of mine was out in Nebraska, I think, last year, and the pictures that they sent back of these just rusted out fucking towns that have no one living in them. What if we rebuilt those towns again like we did under FDR? What if we put up dams?
Mm-hmm.
Flooding out some of the places, obviously flooding out some of the cities.
It's not going to work out for everyone.
I honestly think it comes down to city people and country people. I really do. You know, I get along with the outlaw country people very, very well. I mean, we could move to Austin tomorrow.
Hell yeah.
I get people being pissed off. Joseph says the city provides the shuffling around of fucking phony financial paper for the making of degenerate shit pumped out on TV. Look who Trump put in his cabinet. It's those fucking people. He was going to be against Morgan Stanley. They kind of run his fucking cabinet now.
I mean, he is one of those guys. I mean, that's the other thing. It's
for somebody that fucking hates city people, you got the fucking dickish fucking New Yorker of all time. Everyone in New York always thought Trump was a dick.
Yeah, he was always a cock.
And he wasn't a Republican then.
No. He didn't give a shit.
He still doesn't.
He just cares about money.
Money, 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 money. All right, this was sent to us. You want to see America? Take the one lane Lincoln Highway. See abandoned towns, empty granaries. It goes through a bunch of states, including Nebraska. All right, let's drop off fucking, let's just fly over it and drop fucking packages down.
Yeah, you need it.
Sandwiches and Oxycontin. What else you want?
It's a boxing, maybe.
For what?
I guess for the withdrawals from the Oxycontin.
Why not more Oxycontin? Then you won't have a withdrawal.
You're making a lot more sense than
Why
I
not
am.
both?
I never want to withdraw from anything. Hey, Nick, St. Louis, what's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Hey.
Hey, on crack.com, their executive editor has an entire article that he wrote right after Trump got elected that talks exclusively what you're talking about with the city versus the country divide, because you're exactly right. That's what's going on.
Well, I had read that thing that the biggest city that had voted for Donald Trump was Mesa, Arizona. That was the largest city. You're going down like 37, 38, 39 before you get that. Like, he didn't have the top 10 cities, the top 20 cities, the top 25, you're going to Mesa, where most of us wouldn't be able to find that one on a map, the way you can find Miami, Chicago, Boston, San Francisco. Although I was talking to a friend of mine that said to me the other day, this was an adult, is San Diego underneath or above LA? I go, how could you fucking not know that? How do you not know where San Diego is? It's like people that are confused about the Pacific Ocean. Like, where does that go?
Which side? Which side is that?
Ba, 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 ba. Let's, Jake, Iowa, what's up, buddy?
Hey, how you guys doing?
Cool.
Hey, there's something going on right now in the trucking industry that's going to affect all the United States, and nobody's really talking about it.
Tell me about it, dude. I want to know.
They came out with these electronic logbooks, and a lot of the bigger companies run them. And what they do is they force you to run exactly when the logbook tells you to. There's no, you can't stop and take a nap and then drive a little longer. When you wake up in the morning and you take off, you've got 14 hours to drive these trucks, 11 driving and 3 to do load, unload, or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But a lot of the older drivers, I mean, everybody out here is talking about it, that they say we're done. We're not going to do this. They know how fast you're going. They know when you stop, how many RPMs your truck's running, if your truck's running, if it's shut off. And everybody's saying, we're not going to do it. We're not going to be watched like that. There's no reason for it.
Well, the whole...
And there's already a driver shortage.
Yeah. The whole romance of the trucking business was always that you have some freedom to do what you need to do and you get the job done. To micromanage that business seems insane to me.
It's going to be crazy. Here's what it's going to do, Ron.
Mm-hmm.
Period. You can talk good and bad about it no matter what, but here's what it's going to do. It's going to force me to drive when I'm tired. Now, I've been driving 27 years, and I have never had an accident.
Right.
I drive 5 or 6 hours. I stop, take a couple-hour nap, get up, drive 4, 3, whatever, more hours, and I go to bed at night. And this logbook's going to force me to run 11 hours as hard as I can to get to where I'm going to get my brake started so I can get that 10-hour break up and get started again to make my deliveries.
Well, they said that the accident that Tracy was in was because that the driver didn't have enough sleep. He was pushed too hard, and that's why Walmart paid out the way they paid out.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I think that a person has to work on the schedule that makes them the strongest. We talk about that all the time here. Yeah. Is like it's almost almost the biggest mistake that you could do is to try to hire an employee and have them fit into your way of doing things. You're better just figure out how and what they do best and support that, and it all comes down to the hiring to begin with.
Well, I think we're probably more comfortable talking about it the way that people learn. The way young people learn, it's similar to work. You know what I mean? Like it's the way you operate at your best is going to be different for each individual.
Exactly. Nobody's the same. Let me add one more thing, then I'll get off here.
Yeah, go ahead.
But what's weird is nobody in the general public knows that this is getting ready to happen.
I had no idea until you brought it up. Now,
let me explain something to you.
Yeah.
When you're paying $6, $7, $8 for a loaf of bread or $10 for a jug of milk because it can't get there, and everything you wear, you drive, you eat, you chew, you smoke, you wear whatever is going to touch a semi. And come December, there's going to be more accidents because they're causing people to drive that should be taking a nap. No one's the same.
All right, Jake, let me just say something. We got a bunch of calls that people want to talk to you. Would you mind, or you got to get going?
No, I've got to get back on the road. I'm in Utah. All
right.
And I had to pull over because the coverage is horrible.
All right, I'm gonna take some of these calls, but some of them are, calling about you, and they don't necessarily agree. Okay, I'm just letting you know that.
Let me add one thing.
Yeah.
No matter what you do in any industry or workplace, none of us are the same, and you're still going to have outlaws out there that don't know their limits. So,
all right, Jake, I'm going to take some of these other calls, but thanks for calling, buddy. Peace.
Yep, love your show. Bye.
Thanks, pal. Dave in California. Dave, we got you? All right, I'm going to move on to Vic. Vic, you're on the air.
Hey, guys, what's going on?
Good, man.
Yeah, I just wanted to speak about the guy who just talked about the trucking industry.
Yeah.
It's really rather short-sighted if you think about it. I mean, he's complaining about logbooks and this, that, and the other. But the fact is, everything's moving towards automation.
Mm-hmm.
When the trucks become automated, these small towns that are centered around, the pilots and the Flying J trucking travel plazas, they're not going to have the same business that they had before. The only thing is, the best part about America is that we have the capability to retrain our workforce. You see this thing that's going on in West Virginia right now. They're trying to bring back the coal power plants and put the coal miners back to work. But the fact is, those jobs aren't coming back.
No, a lot of, all the jobs that the men did when I was a kid growing up, we always wanted the factories to come back, and now they're different. They're automated. They're not coming back. They're never, even if we got them. I just saw that somebody is moving their plant, their automobile plant from Detroit to China again and all that, despite that, all the shit that was done about that.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, Vic. Here is John in Oregon. John, what's up, buddy?
Not much, Ronnie. How y'all doing?
Good.
All right. Well, the first truck driver that called up, I think he's an idiot because these little electronics, they've been out for a few years now. That's one. Another thing is, you go according to what you can do. All right. You could do a 10-2 split, or drive a couple of hours, rest a couple of hours.
Yeah.
That's up to you on how you do it. Nobody's forcing you to drive a vehicle if you can't do it. If you're too tired to do it, you call your company saying, "I'm sorry, I'm too tired to do it." Just like with that idiot with Walmart.
All right.
All he had to do is just call, say, "Listen, no, I'm too tired. I'm not going to drive." That's it. And nobody could force him.
Nobody could force it at all. You're saying that guy...
Under federal law.
Yeah.
Yeah, under federal law, nobody could force him to do that. All he has to do is just say, "Listen, I'm too tired to drive." That's it.
All right. Appreciate it, John. I know, I have limits when I'm driving. You know what I mean? When I'm doing my road trips, I was like, I'm done right this second. Where is a fucking motel right this second? Brian, Chicago, what's up?
Hey, how you doing, everybody?
Hey, man.
Hey, with this driving business, truck drivers are on their way out because now all they're going to be are babysitters. Because with the automation going on, I drive a truck right now that tells me when I go across the lines, how fast I'm going, how fast the vehicle in front of me is going. It'll stop my truck if I get too close to it. You're just going to be sitting there and wait until you get to the spot, and then you might have to back it in and then unload it. That's all it is.
All right. Here is Charlie in Texas. Charlie, this is all news to me. I didn't know any of this stuff. Charlie, what do you got?
I've been on electronic logs for 8 years, and it depends on the company you're working with. I mean, if you don't have time or you're tired, you tell them they repower the load. I think we'll be fine.
All right, peace. Lambert says this. I agree. Liberal colleagues get a room full of barking seals. Nick gets crickets. Ask Nick what was always his favorite fucking radio show to come on before he got his own show. Fucking assholes. Everybody here fucking loves Nick Follow.
Fucking
Loves
lie.
him. Hysterical man. Loves him.
Like, so dumb. It's just so dumb.
They fucking... Devin. Devin, what's up, buddy?
Not much. What's going on with you today?
Nada. What can we do
Same
for you?
thing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, one real quick thing is, and then I'll get on the trucking thing. Us country people are just more or less waiting for the zombie apocalypse, because that way we can just pillage, rape, and eat all the city people, because we know how to survive.
Thanks for just saying the truth. That's all I wanted to fucking hear, dude.
You were right.
And I wish you the best of luck with it. I do. I will not.
May the odds ever be in your favor.
Yeah, I will never try to defend. I'll just run and you can shoot me in the back. All right, but I appreciate it, Devin. Peace.
All right, man. Listen, can I do one quick thing on the trucking?
Please do.
I've got 8 trucks. I've had electronic logs in all my trucks for about 7 years. We haul all oversized. We have restrictions like coming up on the 4th of July weekend. There'll be states we can't even run through during the whole week. And what electronic logs are, they're not there to hurt the drivers. They're there to stop the drivers from doing old things like running double logbooks.
Right.
And then at the same time, with being able to look at your truck, all my trucks, if something starts to go wrong with one of the trucks, it'll pop up on a computer system and it'll alert me that, hey, your truck is having this problem, so I can either alert the driver or a driver who doesn't want to let me know he's having a problem with his truck because he wants to make more miles.
None of us want to be watched at work. I don't care what your job is. You don't want to be watched at work. And I get that completely.
But our insurance is also cheaper now, or if you have electronic logbooks and you can go back to the insurance company and show them that your drivers are running the hours they're supposed to be running, not having accidents, not speeding all the time, then our insurance is cheaper, and then you can pay your drivers more. Most of my drivers make about $85,000 a year. They don't give a shit if they have a electronic logbook or not.
As long as the money's there, right?
As long as the money's there.
All right.
So,
Take
all
care,
you
my
truck
friend.
drivers, quit whining.
All right, there you go. Devin is fucking telling the truck drivers to shut up. Adam, Vermont, what's up?
Hello, sir.
Yeah, what's up?
That dude literally just said they're going to rape and murder people, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fuck him. Like,
All right. Have it your way. You don't want to rape and murder, that's up to you.
Might have to, though.
Yeah.
No, fuck him. He's the problem with fucking America.
All right. There we go. I mean, we're trying to fix everything.
People aren't going to agree all the time.
Hard Rock Johnny, what are you doing? You got nothing to add to this topic. What are you doing, Johnny?
Sometimes when you're on a delay, you call and then you're on hold for a while.
What are you doing? You're hauling crabs right now?
I would love to be a truck driver, by the way. I think being a truck driver is the best job in the world.
Well, it was always the romanticized job of my youth, right? The whole thing is like, if you wanted to be free, you were a truck driver. Because you left and you got out on the road and you're seeing America and then people would always like, man, those fucking guys. But I can't imagine, like, by the time, like, I'll take a fucking road vacation, by the time that vacation is over, I'm like, oh, I don't think I could keep going on like this. I think there's nothing harder to do than stay on the road. Nothing. I don't even think I could fucking be a pilot. I'd be like, I'm so fucking exhausted. I don't want to travel all the time. Johnny, what are the crabs going to be like this year? That's the important
I don't know. I was calling with Donald Trump breaking news since you were talking politics earlier.
Oh, we're done with that. It's made us hate fucking G-Man. We thought we were his buddy. And then he's fucking retweeting guys that say that we don't like Nick. Fuck you. Hey, Johnny, here's the main thing. Are you taking off 4th of July week because it all kind of lines up?
Well, probably will. My birthday is on the Friday before.
Right.
So take a few days off, probably take the Monday, Tuesday, come back to work Wednesday the 5th. Just relax and enjoy it.
It seems like with that Monday, Tuesday thing, but here's what happened to me. I didn't know my fucking mind is so far gone. Somebody said 4th of July is like in a week or two. And I'm like, what are you talking about? It was when they went to book me for something. They said, you'll probably be going for the 4th of July. I go, why bring up 4th of July now? That's months away.
That's a week and a half.
I did not know that.
Yeah, it snuck up.
Coming fast.
So next week is a regular week, and then the week after that is 4th of July?
July 4th week.
Not fucking prepared. Not prepared. Because we always take 4th of July off, right?
Yes,
That's
we
the
do.
thing with us?
Yes, it is.
You got to line up for some reason in this business. Like, when you're taking Thanksgiving off, right? You know what I mean? Like, there's always these weeks that are expected that, like, the bosses take off, and they just want you to take off. Because then we can all be going together.
Yes, they don't want to have to worry about what you're doing.
Yeah,
they're far
We're gonna be
away.
in here fucking shooting off fireworks and
And they don't want to get your emails like, hey, we just needed just some help with something really quick. We know you're away, but we're working.
We're
so.
here. So need that immediately.
So, Johnny.
Yes.
Your birthday, what's your big plans?
It's a Friday. What do you think I'm going to be doing?
Crabbing.
Fuck yeah.
I wanted to take you out for lunch at the Hard Rock.
Oh, thanks. That would have been awesome.
Yeah.
You.
Yeah. Johnny, see, we're doing the Guns N' Roses at the Apollo?
Yeah. I was talking about that last night with a couple people.
What people?
No matter about it.
Name names.
Yeah.
No names.
Who, Ross?
You have to can't say names.
Who, Eddie Trump?
It certainly wasn't your boss who's mad at me, so not him.
Don is mad at you?
Yeah.
For what?
I guess he listens to the show and heard me making fun of him the other day.
What did you even say? I thought you were nothing but nice.
You were talking about Eddie Izzard wearing heels and a dress, and I thought you meant Don. It's just the way the conversation
Don wears boots. He's a high heel, but it's a high heel boot.
Yeah, and
Right,
it's
that's what I
pointy,
said.
but
I
it's a
mean-
boot, not a stiletto.
What's this a boot?
Good, man.
Yeah, he was mad at me, sent me a text, and I told him not to listen, and then he said it was his job. I was like, oh, all right. I guess
He actually said, he said to you, and he was talking about you to me, he goes, your friend is a real meatball minority. And I fixed the word minority.
Oh my God, I can't believe.
fixed the word minority. That's not the actual word.
Oh, God.
Really?
True.
But true.
Oh, yeah, offensive. Well, Johnny, you're on the side of automatic trucking system. That makes you my fucking enemy right now.
Kick back in my 18-wheeler and let it drive itself.
That makes you my enemy.
This is brother versus brother. In your case, spaghetti brother.
I can't wait. I'm going to put one of those, I'm going to do like over the top kind of thing, and I'll just become an arm wrestler.
Here's the,
Lincoln Hawk.
Yeah, of course, I'm over the top with this kid. Go, Dad. You got something for us to read. When you start to shuffle papers around, I can't relax. You're like impending doom over here. This is new live reads, huh? Ring? Oh, no. How about like when we started doing, I'm not saying that we're responsible for it, but when we started doing Ring, like nobody knew what we were talking about. And now it's like one of the biggest companies out there. And they're expanding. It's just crazy to me how much things change.
All because of Ron and Gail?
I don't think so. I'm going to be totally honest. I don't think that's the only reason. I just feel like we're a small part of it. But now everybody I know has the Ring stuff.
That's true.
All right. Thanks, Johnny.
Have a good one, Bennington.
Peace. Ring's mission is to make neighborhoods safer. Today, over 1 million people use the amazing Ring video doorbell to help protect their homes. That's amazing when you think about it. Ring knows home security begins at the front door, but it doesn't end there.
So now they're extending that same level of security to the rest of your home with the Ring Floodlight Cam. Just like Ring's amazing doorbell, Floodlight Cam is a motion-activated camera and floodlight that connects right to your phone with HD video and two-way audio that lets you know the moment anyone steps on your property.
See and speak to visitors, even set off an alarm right from your phone with Ring's Floodlight Cam. When things go bump in the night, you'll immediately know what it is, whether you're home or away. The Ring Floodlight Cam lets you keep an eye on your home from anywhere.
Ring Floodlight offers the ultimate in home security with high visibility floodlights and a powerful HD camera that puts security in your hands. With Ring, you're always home.
Save up to $150 off a Ring of security kit when you go to ring.com/comedy, ring.com/comedy. One more time, that's ring.com/comedy. Bow, bow, bow. It's the Bennington Show on a Thursday. Tomorrow, we've got a very cool Unmasked.
That is Eddie Izzard, Unmasked at 2 p.m. tomorrow.
Then also, we've got Donald Fagen stopping by tomorrow. Chris, you said it's fourth time doing our show?
Fourth time doing the show.
That's great. I just heard something nice from Liam about Donald Fagen with us, yeah. And then also Sophia Coppola, who has a movie out called The Beguiled, and I believe she may have Kirsten Dunst with her. They're trying, blah, blah, blah. Kirsten Dunst, giant movie star.
Yes, and the two of them, this is maybe, their third film together?
Yeah, that's seriously always cool when people do that, you know? When you have, like, the acting, directing team.
Yeah, because it was, I guess it's probably their third. Virgin Suicide, Marie Antoinette, and then this one. I think those are the three that they've done together.
One is three. By the way, Sophia's never once used me. Sophia Coppola, at the end of The Godfather, when they're having all the killings go on and he's at the christening.
Mm-hmm.
That's Sophia Coppola is the baby.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. That's
She is the
baby
baby.
Sophia.
Holy
She's
shit.
literally an infant.
Wow.
She was an infant and was in the best movie of all time.
So she's been in 2 Godfathers then. I didn't realize that.
We just said Jew Godfather.
Oh my
Why
God.
would you say that,
I
Chris? What does that mean,
Not say
even?
that out loud. I think it was a slip of the tongue.
Look who's on the line right here. I guess he wants to talk about the trucking industry. We haven't talked to him in a long time. Jeffrey Gurian. Jeffrey.
Jeffrey.
Jeffrey Bubala.
Speaking of Jews, huh?
Yes. I'm always speaking of Jews.
And then I show up, yeah.
Yes, if I say Gurian 3 times in a row, somebody hands me a matzo ball.
Exactly. How is everybody? I haven't seen you guys for a while. Everybody cool?
Everybody's good. I saw you at the stand not too long ago. You were with your sister.
Yeah. I was so excited to meet you, man.
Me or Pete Lee, who I saw her having flirty eyes at.
Yeah, well, she developed a crush on Pete Lee, but she didn't know she was going to meet Pete Lee, but I surprised her because I knew you were performing there that night, and she's such a big fan of yours. And I haven't seen her for a long time, and she was thrilled to meet you.
But let me say this: when he surprised her, it was during my set. I just hear him go like this, "Woo!" And I'm like, Jeffrey, let me work. And
you were surprised that I even have a sister.
Everybody is. Everybody is surprised that Jeffrey has a private life.
I was surprised.
You didn't know that he had a
So
sister?
weird. I know. I must put out such a weird vibe because no one ever believes that I have anything. They can't believe I have children. I was married. That I have a family. I had a pet once. No one believes that.
They believe that you live in a hollow tree somewhere.
I think that's it. I think that's the story that's going around that people.
Even
people
having
are very
a pet.
willing to believe that. Pardon me?
Even having a pet, people are like,
Somebody said to me, Jeffrey's never had a dog before.
that's a man that's never had a dog.
Yeah. They probably think he has a hairless
You
cat.
had a dog? They can't believe that I had a pet. I had an iguana. That they believe. That's
Yes, we would believe that you would have an iguana or 2 white lion.
Yeah. Like an albino iguana that you just let roam freely through.
First of all, I don't know. Is there albinos in the
everything? Everything has an albino.
Wait,
every species has albino.
let me give you one.
I would just be standing by my door, just petting an albino iguana.
I could see you with an albino crocodile, but there's an albino crocodile.
Yes, it exists. It's out there. I saw a family of albino raccoons once.
Why
They
would
were
there
so
be a
cool.
family of them?
It must be a trait that.
Well, yeah, that is right. Johnny and Edgar Winter, both albinos, both brothers.
And like 2 of them weren't, but then there was like 5 that were. which was
The 2
really
that
strange.
weren't, everybody was being mean to. They're like, look at you, your eyes are colored. It should be white on white. All right, so
the entire audience was albino, and it was so weird because they had to keep the lights so low. It was like performing in the dark. It was crazy.
Wait, you did a set for an albino audience?
Yeah, a long time ago. This is a crazy.
I've never even seen albinos gathered together like that.
Yeah, it was a group. It was an albino association, and the lights were so because the eyes are very sensitive to the dark, and they had to keep the lights so low. It was basically like working in the dark. It was
Like working in a cave. They could see perfectly. Now, Jeffrey, did you do any albino material?
Probably not. I'm always very careful not to offend the audience.
Well, I mean, you could do pro albino stuff.
Yeah.
Like, don't you hate the sun, or you ever hate it when you leave your sunglasses
Here's
on?
a pro albino thing. When I was in middle school, I had a friend who was albino.
Yeah.
The texture of his hair was insane. It was just like clouds, like the softest.
Yes, it's soft and beautiful
that you've ever felt. He had blonde, like the whitest, like curls, but they like you would put your hands through them, and it was just like the softest thing you've ever felt.
I used to see Johnny and Edgar Winter all the time, right? And they, it was back when you would have like the lights for rock shows and all, and their hair would turn into whatever color the lights were.
Oh, that's sick.
So their hair would look like it went from green to red to blue.
Cool.
Yeah, it was super cool. And one time we were all sitting on the floor at the Spectrum and waiting for Edgar Winter, and I was like in 9th grade at the time, and I go like this, hey, who's the guy with the white hair on stage? And everybody jumped up, and then nobody was there, and they all turn around and go, you're a fucking dick. And I go, oh, I thought we'd all have like a little joke. Like you would jump up when you're real tired from a show. And that's a true story. I was kind of proud, but a little bit pissed off. Like, take a fucking joke like a person. So, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Have you ever worked for people, non-albinos? Have you ever done a show?
I strictly work only with albinos. That's my specialty.
I read your column the other day. You were remembering your friend, Bill Dana. Now, this is a comedian, I guess big in the 60s, Jeffrey, or even before?
Yeah, he had his own show, like from 63 to 65.
Mm-hmm.
And, and he created that character, Jose Jimenez. On a personal note, he was one of the last great gentlemen in the comedy world from that old school, from the old school days where they would always work clean to the public,
Right.
And he was just a great, great guy. But it fascinated me on two counts. First of all, I wonder if that character would be allowed today, He was a guy who was, his tagline was, my name, Jose Jimenez.
Yes.
And he would use this Spanish accent. And it caught on like when Billy Crystal used to say marvelous on Saturday Night Live.
Yes.
You remember when that was like a catchphrase for everybody in the country? So everybody was into my name, Jose Jimenez. And I'm wondering in today's PC atmosphere whether people would actually be bothered by that.
Oh, yes, it would not work. But like he would do Sullivan and he would pretend that he was an astronaut. And they would be like, you're going to blast off tomorrow. And he'd be like, oh, I hope not. And the fucking people would just, they would fall out.
Pretty funny.
I don't want that. You know what I mean? Like that was his thing. My name, Jose Jimenez.
My name.
Yeah.
My name, Jose Jimenez.
Now, Jeffrey, you and him went to high school together, right? You were...
We went to Hebrew school together.
Oh, okay.
It was even before that, yeah. No, I actually met him through Jackie Mason. I was working on a film for Jackie Mason at the time. This was back in like 2004. And we were hanging out in a diner because Jackie Mason likes to go to diners. And Bill Dana came in to see him. And that's where I met him. And I was really, first of all, I was in awe. I always liked to meet people that I admired on TV. And to me, he was a legend. And he was the friendliest guy. And he used to write to me spontaneously. He became a fan of Comedy Matters. He'd read the column when I would send it out. And I'd get notes from him from time to time. And they were always very funny. Mm-hmm. And he was just a wonderful person, just a wonderful human being. And, he lived to be 92 years old.
92 years young, I like to say. It's good.
Yeah,
my name is Jeffrey Gurian.
And I'm almost 92 now.
91.
No, but what's so crazy is that all these guys live to be so old, All the guys from that generation. Milton Berle was 93, Sid Caesar 91, George Burns 100, Bob Hope 100, Jack Carter 93. There's something to say. I think there's something to be said about going through your whole life as a comedian, like laughing at shit.
Well, how old was Lenny Bruce, Freddie Prinze?
Yeah, some of them were very young. Horrible.
Yeah.
Like rock stars, they died when they were 27.
Like comedy
Jerry
can kill
Lewis
you. Yeah.
Comedy can kill. It's a crazy, crazy world to be in.
Yeah.
But so many of these people live to be elderly men.
Do you know who else told me that he knew Bill Dana? Is Jackie Martling. Jackie Martling is... He and Chris, he feels like Chris is a cock blocker. He went around you to me. I wrote back, come in. He goes, when am I coming in? And I knew Bill Dana. You didn't get the Bill Dana one?
I didn't get the Bill Dana one because I sent him possible dates for him to come in.
I don't know. He's upset. He said he could be talking about Bill Dana with Jeffrey right now. Martling and Gurian.
Look what he missed out on.
Jeffrey, have you ever met Jackie Martling?
We're very old friends for a long time.
Old friends.
I actually brought him on as my guest.
Jackie Martling.
On your show. Back in I think 2014. He was one of the people that I brought on.
I didn't know that. I don't think I was here that day.
No one was there.
You were just there, Chris? You were the only one?
I was just me talking.
It was a Saturday. I remember Craig. A lot of times, Chris doesn't even turn on the mics, and he just says it's the Chris Stanley show, and he just sits here.
It's so cute, though.
He always has on the Russian maid.
and I fell for it. I can't believe it that I fell. And I brought. You know how many guests I brought in when you weren't there? It was amazing.
My name, Jose Jimenez. You got any of them to play for, Gail? Jeffrey just put up some. See what you got there.
All right, this is Bill Dana as.
Yes.
What do you screenshots? Oh, I'll grab it. Yeah.
Why is it a screenshot? It's got a
play button on it.
Yeah. Jeffrey.
Yes.
Chris just put up things as screenshots when it has a play button.
Here we go.
You're just screen grabbing YouTube.
You put up screenshots and did what?
Yeah.
And there's no play button?
Yeah, there's no play button. All right, go ahead.
Realize that every year courses are given to prospective Santa Clauses to teach them how Santa Claus is supposed to act and speak. What is your name, sir, and what course do you teach?
My name, Jose Jimenez. I to Santa Claus. I teach to Santa Claus. So, I to Santa Claus. I teach Santa Claus to speak.
This is Dave Hinckley, back with Jose Jimenez.
You are back with me.
Yes, sir. I don't want to seem impertinent, but just exactly what do you teach Santa Claus to say?
Well, first I teach Santa Claus to laugh.
You teach him to laugh?
Yes, I teach him to say, ho, ho, ho.
It's written Joe. See, I don't think people would like that as much today.
Guess not.
Well, you know what? It was a much simpler world in those days.
Yes, it was simple for white people.
People laughed at anything like that.
Yes, we laughed at racism. We loved it.
We loved it. We embraced racism in those days.
Yeah.
Do you remember Johnny Yoon, the Asian comedian?
The great Johnny Yoon, yes.
On the Sullivan Show, and all he had to say was, "Hero."
Yes.
That was his opening line, "Hero," and the audience would fall out of their seat.
He was, didn't he end up on Barney Miller as a regular?
I think so. I'm not positive, but he was. In those days, there were no Asian comedians. He was like the only one that I knew.
Let's be honest. These days, there's not that many.
No, but there's a lot more.
Oh,
I
yeah,
was actually a judge at an Asian comedy competition, and there were comedians from Korea, Japan, China, or even India.
If I was them, I'd hate to be thrown in together. You know what I mean?
Well, but they get along well.
But I mean, like, if you're Chinese, right? You don't get along well with fucking Korea, South Korea.
Or the Japanese, no.
No. Japanese and China have hated each other since Jump Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I had a Chinese girlfriend who once told me there's a Chinatown in every country except Japan.
That's fucking hilarious. Hey,
and I said to her, it is hilarious. I'm like, who would know?
Are you still dating that Chinese girl
every once in a while.
She doesn't speak any English.
In a while.
None? But none. Am I right, Jeffrey?
She doesn't know I broke up with her. That's how bad her English is.
I saw Jeffrey break up with her, and then she was there the next night. And I'm like, I thought you guys broke up. He's like, she doesn't know that we broke up. But she'll go over to his house and start cleaning. She's really nice.
She keeps coming back. It's amazing. She doesn't understand English well enough to know that we broke up.
Did she ever find out that you were dating other people?
Well, she finds stuff in my apartment once in a while, and she gets upset when she finds it. But I tell her that it's for a movie that I'm doing.
That's good.
And then she feels a lot better about it.
Yeah.
Good. Make me feel good, Jeffrey.
Yeah, well, because she's such a wonderful person. I never want to hurt her feelings.
She is a sweetheart. She's the nicest.
The nicest person in the world. One of the nicest people I've ever met in my life. Just so amazing. But when you can't have a conversation with somebody, it's very hard to build a relationship.
By the way, Liz Sets Fire said, I dated a Puerto Rican albino once. He felt pain like Eastside Dave. I know that they're very sensitive.
Yeah.
Like if you spank an albino, it hurts.
You shouldn't do it.
Well,
it leaves marks for days. It's unbelievable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weeks.
That time that you did stand up in front of the albino audience, they didn't even want to laugh because they said it was hurting them so bad.
They were afraid, afraid of getting wrinkled. It actually wasn't stand-up. It was a play.
Oh, now it makes
play
sense.
that I was involved in, and and the whole cast. It was crazy because we had to do it in the dark, and we couldn't see. People were tripping over each other.
There was a spotlight and someone screamed.
My eyes.
Exactly.
Do they speak English?
I'm not sure.
I'm hung up on this. There's a Chinatown in every country except for Japan. That's going to haunt me now.
That's what she told me. She said there's Chinese people all over the world.
Right.
And she said they eat everything.
They don't just eat Chinese food, or they don't eat garbage out of the trash can.
They eat everything. I said wood?
Yes, the vagina, everything.
She agreed to wood.
Yeah.
She said Chinese people eat wood. I'm like, I don't think she understood what I was saying.
Oh, she made a mistake.
She told me she had to take. She works in a hospital, right? And so most of the patients are Chinese, so she's able to get by. She told me one day she had to take a test.
Right.
So I'm like, what kind of test do you have to take in a hospital? She said mobile toys. Mobile toys. Yes. It took me a fucking hour to figure out. She was trying to say multiple choice.
Oh, mobile toys.
And it came out mobile toys.
So I'm sure you made it. You know, I'm sure like she's not actually not eating wood.
Yeah.
You have to tell her, are you Chinese or a termite? Which one are you? Help me here. Dude, you ought to write a sitcom pilot. You and the Chinese girl that doesn't know that you broke up with her. You should see this girl. She's amazing.
I would love to see her.
She's about 15 years old.
Beautiful and stylish and everything. And I can't believe that in all the years she's here, she's never learned to speak. It's a very insular community. It's a very insular community in China.
Oh, yeah.
You could live there your whole life and never learn a word of English.
Yeah.
And you could listen to Chinese forever and never figure out one word.
Did you see the other day that they had the festival, and I forget what they called it, but it was Chinese people, Puerto Rican people, and Jewish people.
What? No,
it was down. They said it was the 17th year of doing it down in the Lower East Side.
I have to look this
Sounds like a party in my house. What are you talking about? Really?
Yeah.
It was on the Lower East Side? I did not hear about that.
Yeah.
No. And those are the only people that were allowed to come?
No, anybody
Chinese,
could come, but
Puerto
they would have
Rican?
foods from each. I guess because in that neighborhood, there's Puerto Ricans, there's Chinese, and it's old school Jewish people.
Right.
You know, when the Jewish people used to live in the Lower East Side.
On the Lower East Side. On
Yeah.
the Lower East Side. Well, it's very
The
close
old
to
melting pot.
Chinatown.
Oh, yeah. Crossing Delancey, and you find it yet?
It even sounds weird to me to say Chinatown. Does that sound weird to you?
It sounds like an insult.
derogatory.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it does.
Like we were saying the other day, why is Chinatown okay, but Chinaman isn't?
Only thing I found so far is Lower East Side Sounds, Chinese, Puerto Rican, and Jewish folk music.
Yeah, that was part of it, but then they had the food, and it's called like it's named after all the foods. You know what I mean?
I'll get down.
Good.
I'll find
Yeah,
it.
you get down with it,
Get
brother.
down.
down with this shit.
I'll get down with his
But
daddy.
you're right. Why can you say Chinatown? You know what I mean?
And not Chinaman.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Chinaman.
Chinatown does not sound good. I feel awkward when I'm saying to someone about Chinatown. We've all become so sensitive and to political correctness. It feels weird to me. It doesn't sound like a good thing to say. Like Jewtown, Jewville. You know what I mean?
That sounds bad. Or your other name
That
for
sounds
Harlem.
really bad.
That sounds bad. But I
Very
love
bad.
Chinatown because I love opium dens. I could fucking stay in an what is it, Chris?
The 17th annual Egg Rolls, Egg Creams, and Empanadas Festival.
That's it.
I've never heard of this.
Egg roll, egg cream, and empanadas.
Yeah, I know. It was great.
That's hilarious. When is that?
It was like last weekend. I saw it on New York 1, and I'm like, I want to go. And they go, it was today. And I go, first of all, how's New York 1? How do you know what I'm saying at my house? That you could just answer me. I might have been dreaming.
I would have gone to that, man.
And it was
me
in
too.
Chinatown?
Yeah, it was in China. Well, it was the Lower East Side.
I could have picked you guys up. We would have had a blast.
Well, we're gonna
The next year.
Yeah.
Next year.
I want to send my intern out with you one night if he ever comes back. I don't know. Him and
Which
Jen
one?
had a
Which
fallout.
Justin.
Pardon me?
Justin. He keeps saying he can't get a plane back to the United States.
Yes,
That's
it's-
false.
He's told me like this 3 times.
He stopped at the border?
He's
Where
not
is
getting.
he? Where's he stuck?
He's in Canada somewhere.
Supposedly Montreal.
No.
Maybe he's waiting till we get there next month.
Why doesn't he? He might as
wouldn't
well.
be a fucking intern then.
He might as well.
Just be the guy
He
we
wants
met
to
last
make
year.
sure he attends the Just for Laughs festival. That's why he's stuck.
Jeffrey, you looking forward to Just for Laughs this year?
Oh, it's going to be crazy. I am very much looking forward to it. Yeah. I'm
Have
gonna
any
be
big
shooting
plans?
Stuff up there?
Yeah, you have any big
Well,
plans?
just everything. I mean, I'll be shooting this online network that's been shooting me. These Be Terrific people. We're going to be hopefully setting up a studio up there to do my interviews. The red carpet stuff, and
Jeffrey has a full crew with him now, wherever he goes.
What?
Full
very nice.
crew. Yeah.
Holy shit, Jeffrey.
Oh yeah, I'm going to be at Skankfest tomorrow night. What nights are you going to Skankfest?
I'm going to be there Sunday at what time, Chris?
5:30.
It's a little early for me. I'll probably get there
Sunday
closer
at
to
5:30.
Shit.
Are you doing a mashup like you did last year?
No, I'm doing Unmasked with Ari Shafir.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Oh, that'll be awesome. So then maybe I'll come Sunday too. And then Monday night is Rich Voss's birthday roast. I'm going to be filming there.
Oh, nice. I'm gonna probably come for the party later at night.
Yeah, it starts at 10. It's going to be crazy.
The party or the roast starts at 10?
The roast starts at 8.
Good.
I got to be there at 7 to set up, and the roast is at 8, and the party's at 10.
Are you going to be there at 7? I'll be there at 6 then. I'll be there a full hour.
Okay.
I want to beat
I'll
you
be
to
there
everything.
At 5.
Yeah. All right, I'm tapping out. I can't, as you know, I can't go out at 5. All right.
Too early.
All right, Jeffrey, then I'll see you this weekend. Take care of yourself,
Great. I
my
look
friend.
forward to it, guys. Thanks so much.
All
See
right.
you all soon.
My name, Jose Jimenez. Jeffrey's like, we can't. It was a simpler time. Everything was greater then.
It was so nice.
Except for the
us.
minorities.
It was
a
good for us.
great time for white men.
This was the best of times.
It's the best of times. It's the best of times. That's what I like to say about our history.
I miss when we used to get to say Chinatown.
That was when I loved life. I loved it. I used to like to say, when we wanted Chinese, like the Jews used to say,
Yeah.
we want, and then they would say,
They would say a thing.
They would say a thing. Do we dish today? Is there enough to dish on?
There's some good dishes, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Good dish?
Vito?
A healthy dish?
Let's dish it up.
Put on your headphones, Jen's got the news. Let's dish to the gossip they're saying on the radio.
So
Let me do a quick dish first. Remember mobile toys?
Yeah.
Somebody wrote to me that's directly out of Jeffrey's act. I think that we're having a nice conversation since he goes in the panel. He's doing panel.
Shit, Jeffrey.
No, it's okay. As long as you don't catch him. But there was a rat out there. All right, you got some of your own dishes, non-Gurian related?
non-Gurian. Kate Beckinsale has a new boyfriend.
Well, first of all, who was she dating before?
Well, she was married and then she
Yeah.
got divorced.
That was not too long ago, right?
Yeah, she recently got divorced.
She was married to the guy who's dating Sarah Silverman now, right?
Len Wiseman.
No, that can't be his name. The guy who's dating Sarah Silverman? Maybe I don't know who Kate Beckinsale is.
She's an actress.
No, I know her, but I don't know which one.
This is Len Wiseman, this dude.
Yes,
I don't know
she
who this
recently
guy
divorced
is.
him. He directed her movie Underworld.
All right, go back to who she was with before that.
Michael Sheen.
That's who I'm thinking
okay.
of, Michael Sheen.
Yeah, she had a child with him.
Well, she can't stay with anybody, apparently. I know. Is she dating a celebrity?
He is.
All right,
a
let's-
low, I'd say like D-list celebrity.
Oh, Jesus
honestly.
Christ. Is it Gurian? Is it Puck or Gurian? Puck, get your fingers out of the peanut butter. You're disgusting. All right, let me see if I can guess who she's
blowing
dating.
snot rockets.
Yeah. Is it Julie Chen? Vito, I just saw him hit his face on the microphone because he's a big Brother fan.
Yeah, I love Big Brother. Julie Chen did an awful tour of the house to get us all excited for the upcoming season.
He made me watch it, and it was very, very cringeworthy.
I saw too. Is this the one that she was just had her hind feet up and she was dragging along her front paws, just rubbing the worms out of her ass?
Disgusting.
All right, tell us who she's dating.
He's 21 years old.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Some fresh dick.
Got that baby dick right there.
That's good.
His name is Matt Rife.
Well, why is he famous? Why would
He started out being a stand-up comedian when he was 15. Not really that known. But his big breakout role was on MTV's Wild 'N Out with Nick Cannon. So that's why I think he's a D-list, because it's not really...
Man, that's not the
big
biggest thing. But
yeah.
let me tell you, he moved up in the world, because I always thought she's one of the most beautiful people I've ever seen.
She's gorgeous.
She's so sexy, but she's what, 40?
She's 43. Her
Good for
daughter
her.
is
Yeah.
18, which is weird.
Threesome.
No.
Pull it. Pull it right.
If they don't touch each other, it's fucking fine.
Ew!
They were seen as you
Chris has a tattoo of the Milton twins on his ankle.
That's right.
That's right. That's right, right? My daddies know.
He's from the Yes End school. All right, more dish.
Well, Beyonce has come out with her baby names.
Ooh.
Well, first of all, she just came out with the fact that what she had.
Two girls?
Nope.
What?
It's a boy and a girl.
I bet she traded one of those girls in for a boy.
I was so surprised. I thought for sure that
two girls.
The way Obama said that, I was like,
Yeah.
he knows some shit.
Obama's a fucking troll, man. He trolls people.
He was the daughters, and I thought for sure that he meant like only girls.
Yeah. I could have swore that was going to be it.
No.
But she named them Sean and Bia. Which is
that's their names.
Yeah, Jay-Z's real name's Sean.
Yeah, his real name
And
is
she's
Sean.
Beyonce.
So her nickname, is I guess Bia.
Bay?
Is she Bay? Is she just straight up Bay?
It's B-E-A.
She should be
See,
Bay.
that could be B, right?
I would think B is B-E-E.
Yeah, but if you're like B. Arthur, it's B-E-A, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's B.
Sean and B?
Oh, that's weird.
And then
and then
how
Blue
are you
Ivy.
how are you gonna name your second round kids? After the parents. Normally that's the first kid gets a parent name.
Yeah, I mean, there's no laws to it.
No. I'm just saying culturally that's what we've always
But when you
done.
have a blue ivy, it's hard to come back and say this one's Frank.
Yeah. You have Blue Ivy and then just Sean? Why not just call him
really
Jay-Z
weird.
Jr. then? That's better.
Oh.
It's funny because Jay-Z
Baby's
just
hole.
changed his name too.
H did a O-P.
He just did the hyphen. Now it has to be J-Z, which
Okay.
everybody thinks is so strange.
Well, I spelled it wrong again. Take down my Twitter.
So another big news story is Mariah Carey is supposedly borderline abusive. Everybody knows she's a diva, but her co-stars have come out saying that she was really over the top this time.
What'd you do?
Well, no, she didn't hit them, but her co-star, his name is, his last name's Yarbrough. He's from Speechless. And he said that while we waited, the director and the team had the idea of doing a stunt that Mariah's body double would do. And Mariah attempted to match it. And she said, "Darling, I would never do it that way." And then he said that this lady was unprofessional and borderline abusive to our director, who tried his best to appease her every wish.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean, I think everyone knows that Mariah is not an easy human being.
I think Mariah has special needs.
She does have special needs.
His name is Cedric Yarbrough.
I'll call him Cedric the Entertainer.
Because I find this entertaining.
Yes. Everything he does.
I know Mariah would give for her current boyfriend. She gives him allowance just to buy her shit. I'm going to give you money and just spend it on me.
You don't know that for a fact.
That's what I heard.
Dish news.
Fake dish.
I believe her
Fake dish. Stanley has all the fake news.
her current boyfriend is one of her dancers because she had
young.
He's cute. Yeah, he's young. He's cute. He was on her show. I forget what it's called, but it's on E.
It's about like her fabulous life and being a diva.
She's doing good. She's doing all right for herself.
She's getting it. She's getting it, man.
Yeah, she's getting something.
Her and Kate Beckinsale.
Get it. It's all
It's all good.
Beck, it's all good, man.
So Scott Disick.
Oh,
Yes,
boy.
thank God. I want a super cut of every time Jen has ever said, so Scott Disick is in the news today.
Remember when Bella she went on an interview saying how he's crazy and she left Cannes because it was like too much for her. Yeah. Well, I had the assumption that, she got a little jealous because she had all these other girls coming in after her. Yep. I think I was right because it says that he worked very hard to get her back, bought her flowers in different colors because she's into this like unicorn thing, and apologized and blamed
He's such a millennial.
I love the unicorns.
And he blamed it on the alcohol for why the Canes trip was so awful.
Oh, boy.
So he did win her back, and now they're back
Her
on.
alcohol or his alcohol?
No, his alcohol intake. Because he was...
Getting fucked up?
Yeah, why not? You're Scott Disick. You can.
And Kim and Kanye are having a third child. And they have...
Oh, I didn't hear that.
But they have a surrogate. Because if she gets pregnant...
Smart.
Yeah.
They're paying big
she's
bucks
got
for it.
she's got an issue. She's got like a medical issue.
Yeah, she died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why you're making fun of her, Chris?
There is something very wrong with her uterus, Chris.
Oh, my God.
So shut the fuck up.
I didn't know.
You sexist pig.
No.
Her vagina collapsed, you asshole.
Oh, my God.
A lot of times I'll go up to pregnant women.
Hey,
and
you threw that at me.
I know, he's roughhousing. I'll go up to pregnant women and I'll go like this: "Thanks for being my surrogate." And they'll scream.
Sir, who are you?
I go, "I'm a madman," and I think people are my surrogates, and I'm going to take their baby. Like Rumpelstiltskin did. And then I give them a card that said, "You're the one who wanted the gold, so now I get the baby." Rumpelstiltskin.
Rumpelstiltskin stole children?
No, he didn't steal. He made a deal.
Yeah.
They owed him children.
It's a firstborn situation, right? Give me your firstborn.
And none of the bitches ever
gold.
fucking came through. They treated him like he did his part. He let him spin gold.
Yeah.
The whole thing is a metaphor. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
It's a metaphor.
I would think that, like, their surrogate is getting the big bucks, though. Like, if I'm going to have Kim and Kanye's baby, I would think that I'm going to get, like, $300K.
You wouldn't do it for free?
No.
Just to carry their baby around?
No, I know they have money. I would. I would definitely. I mean, it's not, it's hard to give away a baby, I think, like, once.
Well, it's not your baby.
See, like,
That's just
out of me.
No, it isn't. It has nothing to do with you. You're
just the holder?
Yeah, it's like if you're carrying a baby, do you feel like, oh, I should keep this baby?
Every time.
Walking down the street with it?
Yes.
Every time I hold one of my friend's babies, I'm like, I'm your mom now.
I honestly thought I was making points. I guess I'm not.
No, yeah, I mean, it's just, I think that she should get paid a little bit more than they're saying $45K.
$45K is nice. That's good money.
I think maybe $100K, I think. $100K,
I hate to say it, but you're kind of money grubbing. You want a lot of K's.
You're kind of a cunt. I mean,
You're a baby digger.
What's that?
What?
Baby digger.
Oh, God. That was so... I can't tell you how nervous you just made us sound.
I mean, did you notice how freaked out everyone got? We just looked at you like, what is that?
I got some fresh dish if I could throw some dish.
No, you can't. Yeah, go ahead. What's your
Okay, all
dish?
right, so this dish just came to my phone.
What?
Bill Cosby's...
Take your time and say it over.
This is some fresh dish sent to my phone via the New York Post app. Bill Cosby planning motivational speaking tour.
That's not a dish. Stop it. Go back to the real dish. I'm sorry, Jim.
This is embarrassing. That had
Made myself look like an asshole.
so not dish worthy.
Well, Vito's favorite girl, Ariel Winter,
Sounds like dish.
They say that she gives her boyfriend an allowance.
Lucky.
But although she just came out on her Twitter saying that she does not, her boyfriend and her personal assistant are not the same person, and she would never pay her boyfriend for any sort of allowance, nor would he ever accept if she offered. He buys his own stuff, whether it's for me or for himself, and he more than pulls his weight for our life. I hate fake news.
Wow.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she was
Got ugly. That got ugly quick.
She hates fake dish. We just discussed.
Like Chris's fake dish that he said just came in, motivational speaking.
But yeah, I guess people are always attacking their relationship, and she's just really pissed off about it.
This is a second story where somebody's giving allowance to their lovers.
I mean, Chris stepped on it the first time. No.
I feel like it's common though. Like when girls date an older guy, they kind of get somewhat of an allowance if they don't have a job. The woman's like working at home. So
if I
was, where's my paper? Where's my coins? Okay.
But I guess it's always weird when it's a rich girl dating a guy.
You're a rich girl and you got too far because you know it don't matter anyway. You can rely on the old man's money.
You can rely on the old man's money.
It's a bitch girl. Yeah, I don't see a problem with that. Get him a little bit of allowance, you know?
Yeah.
Get him a little bread for himself. I can see Vito being fucking tended to that way.
You would like to be like a
kept man.
Date Ariel Winter. Get an allowance from Ariel Winter. Just tend to her needs. Yeah, that.
I honestly see you more with Edgar Winter. What do we do? Put up the Jay Moore thing from yesterday?
Mm-hmm. Nest, yes.
Oh, I didn't even know about that. I would have plugged it when he was on yesterday. That was great hearing from JJ. Love him.
I still keep thinking about that Colin impression. Was just
it's unbelievable.
It's uncanny. It was insane.
Did you even try it?
No, I can't. It's so good. Because like the delivery was so dead on too.
Is that it for Dish?
Dish has been served.
Oh boy, Dish has been served. What are you doing? Just clicking around everything today, Chris?
Click on stuff.
Why are you just clicking at the unmasked? What are we going to do? Read the whole fucking unmasked thing? We got to get Vito into something. Vito, we were talking about this. We don't know who you are anymore. We don't know where to go to you. It's like The Rock or nothing with you.
I don't mention that man anymore.
So what do you mention? Why are you here? That's our point with you.
We got Big Brother coming back up, so the Big Brother and the holding company will be back.
Is that name? I mean, it seemed to me like it failed, right?
No, it did not fail.
Not one fucking person clicked on and listened to your show. I went back and looked at the metrics. There wasn't a single listener.
It was an off season.
Yeah.
It was an off season of Big Brother. Look, it was a whole new thing.
I'm trying to tell you, I think the problem is the name Big Brother and the Holding Company. People think you're going to be talking about Janis Joplin in 68.
Maybe you should rename it.
Well, I mean, this is a cable season of the show. This isn't an internet season, so we could have a whole rebranding.
That's what we're saying.
Yes. Well,
how about Big Brother versus Brother? And make it a Civil War thing.
That could work.
Big Brother Bear. Could be another fucking direction you go in.
I like using Big Brother up the top.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's my favorite part of it.
How about, it's going to be you and Chris doing it again?
Yeah, it's going to be Chris and I doing it.
What about Big Brother, Big Host? And just picture you guys. Shirts off.
Can we keep the onesies on?
Well, here's the thing. Only one of you is dates. And that's Chris.
Yeah.
You had Lobster Girl. No, fucking.
That went really poorly.
Yeah. Lobster Girl. Oh, I love my lobster girl. You doing the
trying
calls?
to make little pinch of sounds in the mic. I don't know if you guys could pick up on that.
I love it.
Did she ghost you?
Yeah, I was definitely ghosted. It was a ghosting situation.
You should find her though. Just be like, you should.
No, I'm
break
not
up
going
with
to
me in
go
real
search
life.
for her and find her.
Didn't we have another lobster girl at NEW that went out with Billy Staples?
Yes, we did.
She available?
She got Billy to drink when he was in AA. That's when he made that disgusting sound. And he was fucking drunk. He was very happy. He seemed very happy, but he was crazy drunk. All right. So I guess we're not doing Big Brother then if we can't come up with a name.
We're gonna do Big Brother.
We're gonna do it.
We're gonna do Big brother.
We're going to do it. I've already reached out to our house guest friend.
Who's that?
Natalie.
It's still Natalie? You don't even have a no one yet?
She reached out. She loves the show, and she wants to be back.
Aw. I like Natalie and her sister.
They were great. We got to get more house guests on the show this season.
What about the diary room? Is that too weird for
the diarrhea room?
Big Brother in the diarrhea room.
I don't want shit to be connected to us. We already have the clown. We already have the clown porn.
I'll take that name.
Oh yeah, I forgot you guys were so known for your clown porn. 5 stars though.
John in Virginia.
Ronnie, guys. Hey, how y'all doing?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to bring the show down, but my mom is 93. She's been in home hospice. I just need a prayer or two from you all. You kind of lighten up my spirits.
Well, first of all, it's wonderful that you're there with her. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not yet. I will be there in a couple hours.
Yeah, but you're going to be with your mom.
Exactly.
That's the sweetest, best thing that you can wish for. And if you want, we can have Chris Stanley do a Catholic prayer for you.
I'd love it. I would absolutely love it. Please.
Chris, say it quickly.
Our Father full of heaven, hallowed be thy saint.
I
don't know it, man.
Just relax. This is for his mom.
Come on.
You just said,
It's been
our
tribute.
Father, what?
Full of heaven.
Full of heaven.
Hallowed be thy saint.
Hallowed be thy saint.
Come on.
Come on, this is...
Our Father, full of
Right,
grace.
heaven.
I don't.
Why do you think he's full of everything?
I don't know. I know it's part of it.
He's so full.
Say it correct.
Our Father, who's in heaven.
Hallowed be thy name.
Hallowed be thy name.
Thy
The
kingdom
king's come.
The king has come.
That's disgusting.
No, but not like that.
But don't be that way.
I don't want to be that way.
I'd say quickly.
All right. Our Father, who's in heaven, hallow's the name. Thy kingdom is come. It is now as it is in heaven.
What is this?
With or without you. I don't.
What is this?
Without you two?
What do you do right away?
That one was out of nowhere. With or without you, God.
All right, John.
It is what it is.
Yes, sir.
It's my experience that a prayer like that will have your mom rally. You know what I mean?
I think so. I think she's getting better right now. She's hearing Chris right now.
All right. God bless you, my friend.
All right. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate it, bud.
Take care.
All right.
God bless your mom. Chris, I need you to work on that.
I will for
Future prayers that are needed.
bless you two lyrics. I don't know where that came from.
It's like you're saying something nice about God, and then you're like, or not. With or without you, we're doing this.
Sunday, Bloody Sunday.
You're just actually saying it's the same here as heaven. At one point, nothing is different between earth and heaven.
It's the same.
Hey, Bo in Tennessee.
What's happening, Mr. Bennington
Hey,
family?
Hey.
Hey, I hate to jump back, but you guys mentioned Sarah Silverman.
Yes.
She's still alive?
Yeah, she just put out a big special with Netflix. She's one of the biggest acts on Netflix.
Well, I should move out of Tennessee, out of the woods, and
I'm pretty sure you can get Netflix anywhere. I don't think
180 countries. I just found out.
Yeah. What's that?
Don't judge me, Mr.
Nobody's judging you. You can get Netflix anywhere. It's the exact opposite of judging. I know there's a city versus country thing, but we're going to send you food and clothes and shoes.
It sounded like you started malfunctioning at the end.
I know. A lot of times robots.
He thinks he's people.
It's like when Chris gets stuck on a word during a prayer. It's like you can see his robot brain start to fuck up. Chris, do we take it to the limit or we need to break again?
We need to break one more time.
Break it to the limit one more time. Bennington. It's the Bennington Show, and I look up, and the prodigal intern has returned. Let's bring him in, Chris.
Here comes Justin.
What are you clapping for?
It's a sarcastic clap, Ron. It's a sarcastic clap.
Justin, how are you, buddy?
Stressed.
Now, tell us why you're stressed.
Oh my god, just the constant plane fuck ups, the delays, and just being pushed back.
No, you were where?
I was in Montreal, but yeah, I guess Tuesday there was it's like super bad thunderstorm here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they got pushed up to Montreal, and then like the Maritimes apparently got fucked pretty bad.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I was just been on the phone with Air Canada this entire time. Like the most frustrating experience of my life.
I'm going to just say this, Chris, do you believe him, or you think that he took a couple of days fishing in Canada and got some pike and didn't come back?
This was a great White North weekend. This is a long weekend for Justin. You're killing me, Justin.
Yeah.
Now, what are you saying? He's made up his entire story?
Yes, I'm saying he's made up his entire story.
Okay.
Now, are you telling the truth, Justin? This was an act of nature.
Yeah, it was. But I made lemonade out of lemons. I got to see a bunch of open mics.
Everybody makes lemonade out of lemons. That's where it comes from.
Best thing to do with them.
Wait, no, we should be happy that you went to a bunch of fun open mics and had a great time.
Yeah, well, I have a much better idea of what we're dealing with when we do this for us.
You got phone numbers? You got
I got contact points.
emails?
Yeah.
Where are they at? In your mind?
No, it's in my bag.
I don't know if we believe it.
I need those digitally in an email.
Yeah.
I mean, who even has a bag? Is it
I
true?
Oh, people don't have bags anymore? I didn't know that. All right. Well, I'm going to carry all my groceries back in my arms. Do you believe?
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to go on the side of I'm going to trust this. I think I'm going to go with that. I have no reason not to.
I am mad at myself because I realized if I had just taken the train and ate the whole day, of being on the train rather than, try to be here on time for the show, I would have been here 2 days ago.
I'm going to do this.
Yes.
I'm going to trust him 100% with his story. And I'll say this, Chris.
Yeah.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on Chris.
I have a lot of shame to deal with.
Just the twice one.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
I thought Chris said that you didn't like it very much here. That you don't like radio and you don't like our show.
No, I love it.
Us all.
How many open mic people did you get?
I got I'd say about 15 that I'd say are, solid, can make definitely a great show, be representative of, Montreal and Canada.
No, one thing we learned in Texas, we don't want them too good.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely, definitely not too good, but some of them are like definitely have a lot of potential.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there's one kid in particular who was just so goofy looking, but he was also good. It's just
He's like the Chris Stanley of the group. Now,
Sure.
you go and look at the venue we're going to be at?
I think so. Was it Olympia?
No, the main line.
The main line. Oh, okay, yeah.
That's outside of Philly.
It's very nice, though. You know what I mean? Real rich. Real richy,
You could have money to be there.
It's real. The main line is real main line, basically.
Hey, Scott in Florida, what's up?
Hello, Benningtons and crew.
Yeah.
I was driving on the Florida Turnpike from Fort Lauderdale to West Palm, and I almost had to pull over when your young idiot savant started to do the Lord's Prayer. Do you realize that he said, in all the laughter, he said Dyke Kingdom is part of his rambling on the prayer. That ought to help with the LGBT audience. It was hilarious.
Did I say something, Chris?
Yes.
We live in a PC world right now, okay? Not PC Richards.
Yeah, and son.
Rain Man.
All right. Thanks, man.
Dyke Kingdom.
I don't even know what you're talking about anymore, Chris.
I'm talking about, I was talking about the Lord's Prayer, and I haven't gotten it down yet. And I apologize to everyone for that. But I know.
But did you really think it was Dyke Kingdom?
I know. I don't think it's something called
Which is a bar I frequent very often. I didn't know it's great.
Shouldn't it be Queendom?
Good one.
Da 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 do do do. Are you making a standby list for Street Jokes, Chris?
Yes, I am, because Street Jokes is happening next Thursday, June 29th at 8 p.m. at the Stand Comedy Club in New York City. Go to theinterrobang.com to be on the standby list for Street Jokes.
Now, last time we ended the show with the guys from the show doing their Street Jokes, I think we should be getting it that way.
Okay.
Because I think that they look bad next to the professional
For
comedians.
sure.
You know what I
It's
mean?
very-
And like before the professional comedians, people are going to be more open. Like, yeah, I guess you're doing a pretty good job telling a joke.
Right.
Thank you for this, Ron.
Doesn't work backwards. You're like, we didn't know how bad it could be.
Yeah.
All right. We appreciate it now.
Right. Ba, 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 bum. So, Justin, you got to get a street joke ready. That's if Chris is keeping you on the team since he doesn't believe you.
This is some weird lies that's coming out of Justin.
I never know when you're joking, Chris.
I'm not.
Because it's never funny. Leslie Coffin sent us the thing for... Remember we were talking about bad movies?
Yeah.
She has made up a criteria because she has bad movie parties with her friends.
Okay, cool.
She says, we do bad movie parties, and none of the movies on that list would be watched. I guess that the list that we had, the Batman and Robin movie is boring. She says, but they have watched Xanadu and Staying Alive as a, what do you call it?
Mm-hmm.
Tough Turf and Grease 2. Put up Tough Turf so I can see it, because that seems familiar to me, but I can't remember it. Oh, Chris, your thing is so fucking slow.
I know.
Just show me the poster.
This is Tough Turf.
Who's in it? I can't see from there.
It is James Spader
Oh.
and Kim Richards.
I don't know who
Oh.
that is.
I don't think I've ever seen this movie.
You know what?
It's like young James Spader.
Yeah.
Very young.
It's very gay looking, too. Super Dad and Where the Boys Are, the 60s version, not the 80s. I'm a giant fan of Where the Boys Are. I saw that when I was a little kid. Beach Blanket Bingo, the movie franchise. My father will watch it anytime it's on TCM. I will always watch that.
Yeah.
Used to have Rickles. All right, so this is the criteria. See if you agree. It should only ever be watched in a private home. Watching a bad movie in a theater will be unbearable. Yeah, I guess, except for like Rocky Horror and stuff like that.
Right, where it's part of the
And let's
fun.
face it, Rocky Horror is a good bad movie. It's terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of the point of what's
Some
great
of the
about
music
it.
is good. Some of it is also terrible.
I like the music in it.
All of it?
Most of it.
I get bored after like the fourth song, I think. The movie should have lulls to allow talking, and if friends are funny, mocking. But they have to be funny. You have no obligation to finish.
Fair.
There is no reason not to fast forward. We couldn't even finish Beastmaster.
I loved that movie as a child. I watched it over and over again.
I will tell you the truth. I don't know Beastmaster.
It's like a fantasy. It's like a fantasy film. The guy like controls beasts. He has like a hawk and a tiger.
Oh, that sounds cool.
It is pretty cool.
Double bills should be themed for appropriate party planning, and theme food planning is essential. I'll agree. I like that food. Watching any movie deemed so bad it's good alone will be a mistake. My father watched The Room alone and did not funny as I do. What's The Room again?
That's
with it's like, oh hi Mark.
Tommy?
Yeah, Tommy Wiseau.
Wiseau, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So it's supposed to be the worst movie ever, and again, that's a movie that could be very enjoyable. Seen in a group of people, but I recommended it to someone who said they watched it alone, and he was like, "This was a nightmare." And I'm like, "No, that's not what you're supposed to do. Like, you've got to be able to interact with people, or else it'll get in your brain. It'll feel crazy."
I've never seen it, but James Franco's making a movie about the making of it.
That surprises me that you've never seen it, because it seems like it would be up your alley.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Mark.
I'm surprised that you even watch James Franco, because you're more of a Dave Franco guy.
I'm a Dave Franco dude. I'm a Dave dude.
I'm a Dave Franco. I'm a Dave Franco.
I loved him in goddamn, what was that movie where everyone had to it was online and people had to like do dares. Nerve.
Yeah.
He was in the film Nerve, which I enjoyed.
I don't know, Nerve.
Some shitty teen movie.
Yeah, they just had to do crazier and crazier things.
Yeah.
I like the idea of the themed food to also go along.
I'm always for
and I'm
themed
like,
food.
And I hope that when she says themed, it means punned. Like having the roast beef master.
I would like that. I would like some roast beef master. It's hard to theme up food.
It's
I
not
mean, you
easy.
try it for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You know?
And sometimes people will do it for Oscar parties and stuff too.
Oh, based on the
Right, based on the
movies?
movie titles.
Yeah. Well, Justin, it's good to have you back.
It's good to be
back. And I'm glad to know that you were getting some work done and not, like Chris was saying, pike fishing and the lakes.
I can't believe you started that pike rumor. Fake dish, as usual.
Not fake dish.
You do a lot of fake dishing. While you were gone, Chris is in a real relationship with a Costa Rican girl.
Yeah.
What? Let's see the picture of her again. And the nude ones.
There are no nudes. I have no nudes.
Well, wait till she's sleeping.
Yeah.
Did you spend last night with her again?
No, I did not.
What's going on between you guys?
She's getting bored.
Oh, shit.
Honeymoon's over, huh?
From what I understand, she's getting itchy feet.
Oh,
Trouble in paradise.
All right, pass this over to. What are you doing? How many chicks
Chris.
you got on there? You better delete a lot of your Tinder whores too.
You better delete that video of that one chick going down on some random.
Oh, the rando? I kind of like that video.
She's not going to care for it. Because I believe her to be a classy.
Oh yeah, she's good looking. Yeah. You've done very well for yourself, man.
Thank you.
Yeah, I know.
Very happy
That's
for
my
you,
favorite
Justin.
picture of her, too. The black and white one.
I like it too, but I'd love it if I could see her vagina, just to be sure.
Chris!
No. By the way, why does she have 12 comments on that? What are they saying?
I don't know.
Wish I was your boyfriend.
What a great picture. Love the photo, but lose the cig. She smokes, I guess, huh?
She used to.
Someone just said happy birthday, beautiful to her. Perfect sends that little cancer stick. Jesus Christ, they're tough on smoking.
Yeah, people don't like smokers anymore. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, that's definitely something I've noticed too.
They hate smokers.
Everyone hates a smoker. I don't care. I jump back into it, and I love it again. I can't get enough of it. 2 packs a day, and I'm killing it.
Okay, dude, relax.
I don't know, but I've found that people have been extra judgmental of me because I've started smoking again. Like, oh, I thought you were out. I thought you stopped smoking. I was like, nah, man. I took a year off, and now I'm just doing what I want.
You sound drunk, dude. You seriously sound drunk or high?
Because I don't need people giving me shit. That's all.
I'm looking at a lot of these pictures. All right, here's some of the people saying to her for another picture. You're so gorgeous, beautiful. They're saying their name. I'm not saying it.
Thank you.
Great picture. This person just says, you deserve a thin dude.
What? What's that comment?
A lot of her friends think she should be with a thin dude.
Well, too bad.
You don't even want to get thin for her? Would you get... What if... Okay.
If she asked
Here's the
you.
circumstance.
Oh, God, that'd be a fucking terrible conversation.
Look, a lot of people have also been tweeting me a question.
What's
and
that?
you don't have to answer, but
No,
I'm
I
just
won't.
saying I've got a bunch of these tweets over the last 2 days. People are dying to know if you have had sober sex with this girl.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll answer. Yeah. Yeah.
There you go. Everyone stop tweeting me this question. They're so fascinated.
Really? Well, I guess-
because you've said you've now been able to do it in the past.
Yeah, mostly just drunken or extremely hungover, still drunk sex. You know, like in the morning, like, oh, shit. I don't feel hungover. Oh, it's because I'm still drunk.
So he's making sober decisions to make sweet love to this lady.
This is your first sober sex you've ever had?
Oh, it's definitely, it's the most sober sex I've had. Yeah.
Wow.
In possibly ever.
I am impressed.
Thank you.
I'm impressed with her, too.
Thank you.
When are you going to put a ring on it? You know what I mean?
Like 6
Make an honest woman of her.
You're the one who said I love you.
I did.
When
If
you
you
say I
like
love
it.
you, yeah. If you like it, you better put a ring on it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you say I love you, you're the one committing.
I am. I'm committed to
How'd
this.
you say it to her the first time? Like,
Just do an impression.
It's like, baby.
No.
Be honest.
Come on, be real. That's
You
why
didn't
I
say
said no.
baby.
Why
You
can't I
didn't.
say baby?
Because you didn't.
Yeah, and like,
I want you
don't
to
put
be
on a
honest.
cool guy voice. I know
Yeah.
you're not cool.
Look, I said baby. So if you guys don't believe me, then you don't believe me.
Then
don't
say it
believe you. I
the way you
believe
say
Justin.
it.
All right. All right.
Say it the way you say it. Say it to me.
Baby, I love you.
Why would anybody say it's serious? Why wouldn't you say it in a fun moment?
I love you.
No, he's just making shit up now. Why
not
can't you
even
be
sure
fucking
she's real.
I am being
For
real.
one fucking time, Chris. Be a real person.
I'm the realest person.
Say the way that
realist?
you actually said it.
Girl, I love you.
Oh, you're just trying
come
to
on.
fucking-
What
happened? Jen, you're not believing any of it,
No,
right?
all this. If a guy said any of the any way that he just said it, I would have been like, "That is a lie."
Yeah.
That is such a lie.
You're a
Because you
fucking
sound like a
liar,
bad
dude.
actor
I'm
when
not
you're like,
fucking
baby.
using this girl because she's
You go-
Costa Rican.
You go, baby, I love you. I know.
It's very
I know
soap
you
opera.
didn't say it.
Yeah, I
like
know.
that.
He
That's
is a
just,
soap opera.
Just try
You're
to
right,
be
Justin.
real.
Chris is a piece of shit.
Expose your heart to her, Chris.
I have. I am. I do on a daily basis.
What
I
did she
suppose.
say back? My name, Jose Jimenez. I love you too, Greasy. Christopher. Did she talk like that?
No, she doesn't.
Do an impression of her, though. How she talked.
Like,
What's her
hey,
accent?
like, she doesn't have an accent.
But she was Costa Rican.
She is Costa Rican, but she doesn't have an accent.
What village is she from down there? Because she might have fucking dove from some quarters that I threw from the back of the cruise ship. Because she looks familiar to me. This fucking girl went down about 20 feet, came up with a fucking quarter in her teeth. She was
Wow.
hot as shit.
Thank you. Not sure if it's the same.
Gracias is the word.
Gracias.
Are you going to learn Spanish?
No. I can speak, I have a broken Spanish.
Let's hear a little broken Spanish.
¿Qué pasó, mamacita? Shit
You
like
don't
that.
have
That's really good. No, you're going to let her keep... Seriously, this is where it gets weird.
Okay.
Are you going to let her keep a goat in your living room, or how are you going to fucking deal with
Oh,
that?
full size or pygmy? Because pygmy's cute.
Would she like, Crease, you have a roof? Because a lot of times they
Yeah, they don't.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
Like
Next
the
to-
partial houses.
Next to volcanoes and such there.
Dude, there's no volcanoes.
There's volcanoes in
fucking
Costa
Hawaii.
There's volcanoes in Costa Rica, active volcanoes.
How you know? She told you?
No, I knew a dude who went to Costa Rica.
Flathead.
There wasn't
What he
Flathead. Flathead's full of shit.
All right. Have it your way.
Fine. Volcanoes, though.
Tomorrow, big show planned for everybody. We got big guests, like
That's exciting.
like a real late night show.
We have Eddie Izzard at 2 p.m. Eddie Izzard on Mass will be airing at 2. And then before that, Mr. Donald Fagen will also be there.
Steely Dan's own Donald Fagen. Now he's touring with some youngsters.
The Night Flyers.
Well, he named them the Night Flyers. They weren't the Night Flyers because that was an album of his in the 80s, which I actually love. And like to me, these young guys that get to go on tour with Donald Fagen, that's just crazy.
Pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, that's one thing if you even get to jam with them, but like now you're taking the bus out across the country and they're going to Japan. And then also the movie Beguiled is coming out.
Sofia Coppola, the director, will be here, and possibly Kirsten Dunst, the star, which is really cool.
Kirsten, not Kirsten.
It's
right?
Kirsten. Yeah.
Kirsten.
Kirsten Dunst.
She's been a big star for a long time.
She has. She was a little baby in what was that?
Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah, she's the baby who kisses
I
Brad
am fucking
Pitt.
blown away,
Yeah.
and she was so sad.
Yes.
because she couldn't grow up, and
Yes.
that was one of the most heartbreaking.
It's really
I mean, that
heartbreaking.
is kind of a good bad movie.
Yeah.
you know what I mean.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like,
It is.
not a good movie, but that scene, that little kid crushed it.
And watching that, thinking that like Brad Pitt was like the most beautiful thing. I'm from a child's perspective watching that movie, so I was like, so you're telling me I have a chance
Oh man, you're like the exact
he's-
opposite of a pedophile.
into it. Got it.
Now, by the way, there's some Tom Cruise dish that Vito had it. I don't know if we have enough time here, but what was the Tom Cruise story that you were telling me this morning?
So Curtis Armstrong, who is his co-star in Risky Business, you know him as Booger from Revenge of the Nerds.
First of all, we just know him as Booger. It doesn't matter where it's from. He was in 7 movies named Booger.
He said that when he was on set with Tom Cruise, he'd be like, hey, let's go to the bar after shooting. And Tom Cruise said, no, I like to read the Bible before bed, so I got to get home. And then he'd walk back to the hotel, pass by Tom Cruise's room, and there would be a line of women waiting to blow Tom Cruise.
Well, how do you know that was the blow?
Yeah.
He specifically said Tom Cruise likes his Bible and his blowjobs.
Now, I'd always heard Tom Cruise went back early at night because he's dyslexic and had to kind of,
Study
figure
up.
out, how he could learn all those lines.
Yeah, well, the reason he joined the Church of Scientology was because he said it helped cure him of the dyslexia. But back then, he would be like, I got to work out, then I got to do my Bible reading. It keeps me on the straight and narrow.
Well, why is that gossip?
That's not gossip. It's just more interesting when it's paired next to the blowjob line.
Maybe he was just reading the Bible to those ladies.
Curtis
they blew him.
Curtis said they were coming out fixing their hair and their clothes as they walked out of his room.
Curtis, who asked you to fucking do something like this? Booger?
Hall monitor?
Yeah. Hey, by the way, Booger, you're in a movie. You should be able to get blown, too. You don't have to be the fucking star of the movie to get blown.
Yeah, it looks like he was just jealous he wasn't on that blowjob line.
You should be a fucking day player and be able to get a fucking blowjob. Just walk around. These are my sides. Well, I don't know. I kind of feel like he broke what I call guy code. What I named guy code.
That you came up with that?
Well, I'm one of the people who came up with it. Not the only one.
Just one of the guys.
Yeah. There was 7 guys there. And I go, we ought to find a code. And everyone went, wait, what did you say? I go, you heard me. Guys, code. I said, guys, guy code. 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 That's a little stupid.
All right.
That's a dumb way.
Very weird.
We are going to end the show, aren't we, Chris?
Yes, we are.
All right. So, glad we had a lovely day today. See you all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!